The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Go. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Yes, you know I get it, I'm getting free. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaking on. And you go all that got you. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaking on. And you go all that got you. Girl, not a bossy. I'ma be alright, 'cause you know nothing got me out. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaking on. And you go all that got you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Valorant Conquerors Championship, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming, with Gillette as our grooming partner and Talk Esports as our digital publication partner. My name is Nikhil C.A. Bansali, and joining me on the desk is Neeraj Necro Sangle as we bring for you the India Qualifiers #2 Grand Finals, the last regional qualifier, the last chance for these Indian teams, Global Esports and Team EXO, to qualify directly for the playoffs. It's going to be hella exciting. So, Necro, what about you? How are you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling absolutely great. You can already tell, I was vibing to the music of the bumper that was rolling. I was having a great time already. I'm feeling myself. I'm having a great time. But yeah, as you did mention, this is the last chance. That means this is the last chance to get your revenge against each other. On the other hand, EXO has lost against the lads of Global Esports since a long time. But on the other hand, Global do want their vengeance. They do want their redemption. They want to make sure in Qualifier 2 they're not really going to be, lacking behind. And they do know there's a lot of things on line.
Yeah, for global Esports, Team EXO is just a placeholder. They don't care which team comes in front of them. It's all about getting vengeance for their loss in Q1 and getting into the direct VCC Grand Finals itself. And for EXO, I feel like it's a moment of truth. Like, will the team itself, coming into a new roster with Ghost changing in, how will the team face up to their first big test, their first grand final stage? So it's now or never. Even if they lose, as long as they're in the right mentality, I think they'll be happy with the performance. But if they win, getting that much of a boost to the start of your roster, that's what you see in those top tier S grade rosters.
Exactly, and considering the fact that there's a lot of things online, you need to make sure you're the one or your team's the one to actually represent your country on the international stages. So you got to make sure you're at least qualifying to the Grand Final Playoffs. But hey, after that, we also do know there's a lot of money on the line. There's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of bragging rights, a lot of ego on the line for these teams. And a team like Global Esports, I'm pretty sure. EXO, there has been a little personal rivalry because since the past, EXO, I'm pretty sure they were looking for revenge because they have lost to Global Esports back-to-back twice. Once I think it was 2-1, and the second time it was like 3-1. So EXO, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a little bit of personal rivalry coming from their side. But hey, as I did mention, a lot of things online, and considering the first thing that's going to be over here, it's going to be the prize pool.
Yeah, at $33,000 up for grabs, but to even get a glimpse at that, you have to win today. You need to make it to the main event, and then you get to fight for this massive prize pool of $33,000. And maybe you even take away a casual $1,500 if you're playing really well in the main event. So get the MVP slot for yourself. But as you said, everything on the line for these players, it also shows their dexterity with their capability to be able to rise to the occasion in such high pressure scenarios. The player that is able to do that will just take the cake, and I think there are particular players we have in mind, so we'll get to that eventually. But these particular players, what I want to ask you is, who do you think is going to turn out to be a good MVP candidate? Because yesterday it was Rossi and Cali from GE and EXO respectively. But hey, hold on to that before we get to that. The schedule, and as we were talking about Necro, the last regional qualifier, we're going to get started with international action after this from here on out.
Exactly. These are the last qualifiers, and then later on, upcoming is going to be the wild card, and we do know it's going to be pretty wild. That's why its name is actually wild card. That's the reason why it's called wild card. But yeah, getting back to the question you were asking, I think so you were asking which teams or which player is going to be the one to actually stand out and be the MVP. Yeah. So, is that a question? Is that a question when you have Rossi in the lobby?
I see. All right, for global esports, it's a simple enough one.
Yeah.
What about Team EXO? What do you think?
Team X, so without a doubt, it has to be Excali, but look, now I need to take into consideration Ghost as well. It's kind of a new signing, but yesterday he did not really perform as much as we expected him to perform. But hey, there's the tournament explanation. But yeah, getting back to the convo, he didn't really perform as much as we expected him to perform. On the other hand, if you take a look at the other side, Rossi, of course, he's a banger. I mean, Ghost, he's already kind of uncomfortable on the fact that, okay, he's just kind of signed into the team. He doesn't really know how the team works, how to like coordinate with the team. So it's pretty understandable if he's having a little shaky performance. But on the other hand, I mean, global esports have been with each other since a long time. So team coordination, team synchronization is going to be on point on the other side.
Exactly, and that last screen showed you what exactly, besides the money,
Yeah.
of course, is on the line. It's the journey towards that APAC
Exactly.
Last Chance qualifier, the VCC playoffs. Even getting there is a big achievement, but that itself is just a step in the process of getting to that international stage. And I think for every team, it's about building up to that. It's leading up to it. And as you mentioned, for EXO, it's about how they build with Ghost particularly. Now, taking a look at their journey in this qualifier, Global Esports went the distance, 3 maps to take down T69 and got to the finals, whereas EXO actually 2-0'd Enigma. So the number of maps we expected in both of the series were flipped, which shows a potential sign of weakness to GE and its strength shows strength and solidarity for the side of EXO. I think they will be feeling very comfortable having beat a team like Enigma 2-0 coming into the finals.
Exactly. I mean, EXO, yeah, they did beat Enigma, but I still felt like struggle was being shown. Let's be honest, from the side of EXO, a lot of struggle was being shown against the lads of Enigma. But I gotta say, still, I mean, defeating them 2-0 is a massive victory in itself. So I'm pretty sure the morals will be high. Their soul will be pretty much boosted up. You know, their ego will be on the cloud nine. But especially if you do know you're going up against one of the best out there, global esports. So I don't really know if that's going to be your morale is going to be staying high for a long time.
Exactly. Like it really is down to which team is able to maintain the camaraderie within them and the morale to a certain level to continuously pull out these nutty plays, because we know these teams are sound tactically. We know that they have really insanely talented players. What we want to see is that next level step. But looking at the player comparison, we got Hellranger and Gops, like both of the leading consistent players of both of the teams, and you can see that in the statistics.
Exactly. Consistent players, as you mentioned. And it still does seem like, I mean, Gops had a hell of a day yesterday. That's why he's going to be having a little edge over Hellranger. But still, I mean, Hellranger, got to say, he's the ideal. He has a lot of responsibilities on himself. So it is pretty understandable, you know. But on the other hand, Gops as well, I mean, he's not really far behind. He does quite a great job playing the controller for his team. And sometimes he can also play that flexible role, so which is understandable. But Gops, in the end of the day, I feel like he just has a little edge. Don't you think so?
Yeah, Blackhawk's Astra yesterday was like just in another plane. Altogether, he was dominating the field on Haven. And on that note, like considering the strength of Astra on Haven and Blackhawk on Astra, I feel like that will end up being the expected ban from the side of Global. But going on that note, like Lightning Fast and Side Dreams, and for me, like the biggest talking point here is Side Dreams, because don't get me wrong, Lightning Fast consistent as ever. You can see his stats are better, but Sai shifting onto a very different role yesterday, able to maintain his stats at that level. For me, that's a very big surprise, and I'm really excited to see more of that.
Yeah, exactly. And consider the fact that he actually stepped out of his comfort zone and started play Sova yesterday. I mean, started the day off on that. I mean, we have seen him in the past just playing Killjoy, you know, so single-handedly relying on Killjoy. Sometimes we've seen him play Sky as well, but hey, the mainly kind of pick he has been utilizing is going to be that Killjoy. But yesterday, so I gotta say, he did quite decent. Even the so I did not really expected him to do so, but yeah, take a look at the audience predictions as well. I mean, yep, audience do also know that there's a higher chance that Global is going to be the one to actually steal it away from EXO. And the same thing goes with the caster prediction. Same thing. I mean, me 3-1, but on the other hand, Painfix is trying to be a little unique, huh?
Yeah, Fix is expecting it to go the distance, and I think you can see from the audience as well who the clear favorites are. We talked about the David versus Goliath matchup yesterday and T69 versus GE. Well, it's not like the Goliath has gone away. You know, they're still very much so exactly that. Well, Team EXO, while they're much, much bigger and you have many more expectations on them as compared to T69. The fact still is that GE are a team that have been together for over 10 months now. They have it in them. Now, this is what I was talking about. The map ban, as we expect, right?
Yeah.
The Breeze being taken out by EXO because they got the ban. Now there's only one ban in this entire thing. But I noticed GE first picking the map of Haven, which I thought they would ban if they get the ban, which means GE have something special prepared for this. And I want to see especially if Hellranger himself will pick up the Phoenix, because when I think back to GE and Haven, I think back to Hellranger and Phoenix and his popping off performances.
I mean, now this is G stepping out of their comfort zone and playing the map of Heaven. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have played it in the past, but hey, it does really seem like yesterday they did ban Heaven, and today seems like out and over. A massive curveball, just like how Psy threw by playing that solo this time. G's like, all right, we're going to be starting the day off with a surprise and picking that Heaven map. And I'm pretty sure even EXO did not expect Heaven to be that first pick. And now EXO are going to be thrown off a little bit. Without a doubt, they are definitely going to be thrown off. I don't really know if they're going to be prepared. Hopefully they are, but now, CA, one question definitely is aligned from my side to you is that are we going to be seeing a Sky being pulled out?
On Haven, it's definitely possible for GE. Hellranger's picks are going to be one of three. It's either going to be a Phoenix, which he's played a lot before, or the Breach, because we've seen it in the international meta being used a lot. It is not even the Breach flash and dash combo necessarily, more like that self-sufficient Breach duelist role where Hellranger can play a lot more for his defaults and then play anchor on the defense. Or a Sky itself, like that's something that has been very common throughout the qualifiers. We've seen a lot of teams pull out the Sky on Haven, but irrespective of what happens, it will either be a double initiator or double duelist. Hellranger will be the one changing roles. Everybody else you can expect on standard roles. For example, you can expect SK Rossi on his standard Jet, Kappa on his Sova. I want to see if Lightning Fast could potentially pick up either the Cypher or the Astra. But oh my god, Kappa, don't do this to us. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, there's just no way.
Oh boy, I mean, Kappa now sticking back to the basics, going to Arciso. On the other hand, Hellranger is going to be the one that maybe pick up a Breach, but yes, he does. Yep. And then Lightning Fast is always going to be the one to actually get the Astra in his hands. For a second, I saw Excali kind of hovering over the Phoenix, and I was like, whoa, are we up for a show tonight?
I would have really liked to see the Phoenix, because I think one underrated thing about Phoenix that people don't notice is his strength against Killjoy, especially in that Garage setup where the Killjoy regularly pops up an alarm bot to hold off Garage. Your Firewall can deny that alarm bot access, and they don't know because they're never actually looking in Garage. They just leave the alarm bot and assume that if you push in Garage, then you will get the information. But that sort of play, something we even saw from a player like Sentinel Sick way back in the finals of the first ever Valorant LAN. Like, that sort of play is completely underappreciated in general and speaks for the strength of Phoenix. But for now, we don't have that Phoenix. We have that Breach from Hellranger. And what that Breach offers you above the Phoenix is the fact that he doesn't necessarily only have to play for himself. He can do that Phoenix role where he is continuously holding angles on his lonesome, being that self-sufficient body in his team, but he can also combine with SK Rossi on that Jet to make those mind-numbing plays.
Exactly. Those mind-numbing plays. And this is what I mean. On the other hand, I feel like Excali is the one who does it quite well. But I mean, Rossi. I mean, I feel like whenever you just see Rossi in the opponent lobby, like, your mind probably should be numbed, without a doubt. But yeah, I mean, getting back to the convo that we're having now, how are things going to be starting off? Yesterday, we did see some kind of unique plays coming out from the side of G. They're not really unique. They have been doing this since the past. But G, what they exactly did was, okay, they started pressurizing on one side, which was the A side, and then on the other hand, on the B side, they were the lads of, Rossi was the only man who was creating a lot of space on the B side, getting those frags, and then slowly, steadily, in this end moment, they used to actually rotate all the way back to the B side. So Rossi is a man who you can trust. He's like a one-man army.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think given the fact that global esports are starting on the attacking side, we're going to see, hopefully, I hope that they're going to do a lot of conditioning, because that's very important, again, with the double initiator composition. You set up regular defaults where you tell the other team, we're taking this. We don't care what you actually try to do. We are taking this. Therefore, forcing them to commit unnecessary resources to that area is when then you can switch around. Do the same default. Like, for example, a simple drone into A short to get information, or A long, taking that A long A short control, then you can change it. You still send the drone, but you don't send people behind find it, and therefore they're confused. Wait, are they coming? Because we hear that regular drone, but you're not actually sending people. You can use that time, and the fact that you've got 2 initiators, one for the default and one for the playmaking, to set up on a different side of the map.
Exactly. Now, we already do see that Frenzy being pulled out, and unfortunately, an early technical timeout. Who's exactly having issues here? All the players do seem quite great. Yeah, I personally think so. It's Ghost as well, so because we do see him kind of taking his headphones off, so it is pretty understandable. But yeah,
support. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Please help this man out, Ghost, because my eyes, without a doubt, are going to be locked on to Ghost. Because yesterday, of course, didn't really have quite a hell of a performance, but now I feel like a massive chunk of EXO's kind of performance is going to be relying on Ghost heavily. Without a doubt, they're going to be heavily relying on Ghost, and if Ghost is not really able to perform, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of shocker for the lads of EXO, and then again, it will have to be Sai and Excali, you know, just single-handedly being the boss of the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but it really is up to Ghost, especially since they're starting on the defense against this double initiator composition. The entire idea without those 2 duelists makes it harder for SK Rossi. So if Ghost is able to start off strong, get an operator early, and start shutting them down, then it goes really well. But already, you can see Excali's been feeling himself. He was the MVP of the BO3 yesterday. Already now with an aggressive mid push, has taken so much control for his squad. He's getting a lot of information. But GE, they've set their sights on A, walked in all the way from A short long. They're expected into the side as they get spotted out, but the Sova, Wimp just going to back off, and Excali now in a very dangerous position, not going to check his corners and get punished.
Oh, yep, as you did mention, not going to check his corner, gets punished instantly. Rossi, though, look at this man, as always, creating that map control. Oh, no, he missed his first shot. He did realize, oh, no, I'm not really going to be hitting the second one as well. Decides to instantly dash away, and now, again, side controls there also do have the man advantage. Massive chances is that they're going to be able to probably pull it off. But look at that. Oh, that was kind of a questionable blast cannon out there. Oh, no. Hey, Rossi peeks out in the right nick of time. And pretty much is going to be making a lot of work happen. Ghost, though, tried his best to kind of strike in from the back lines. But Hellranger with a massive 3K to start off the day.
Hellranger with the triple. I always love when those initiators are getting those kills, because it means you get these high impact ultimates charged off sooner. But Excali, come on, my man. You gotta check your corners. Doesn't check the corner and gets punished instantly by skills. And with that, the round is effectively over, because without that flank, it's almost impossible to retake a side that a breach has got entry to without using anything. They walked in A long, they got free entry into the site, and Hellranger still had everything in his bag to actually play for the first plant. So at that point, it was GGWP, and it looks like Rossi is trying to make it happen exactly the same way this time again. Phantom in his hand, Hellranger going for the full save. He's dedicated to SK Rossi. They're attached at the hips, almost Siamese twins. Wherever Rossi goes, Hellranger will set up, and whoever Rossi kills, Hellranger will have a hand in.
I mean, it's just like Rossi all the time goes for a Phantom in the second round, and it single-handedly shows how much confidence this man has. In general, you know, he just knows that he's not really going to be taken down. Even though he's playing Jet, he's kind of like a tanker in the team, right? He just straight up goes inside. He's the one to actually take the bullets first, but unfortunately, he doesn't really take it. He delivers the bullets, and this is what is really the best thing about Rossi. They're actually looking to drop down. Rossi, on the other hand, you cannot really challenge a straight one-on-one fight against a man like Rossi, especially when you're on an eco. And this is what exactly I was saying. Up till now, EXO is getting completely destroyed because this was their eco round, but the upcoming round is going to be the deciding round.
A flawless is especially so important because, okay, I was going to say they can just go for a bonus, but I was expecting Hellranger to pick up a Spectre. Instead, Hellranger being handed the Phantom, Rossi be like, I feel like I'm in a bit of a sniping mood here. Gets himself a Marshal, and this is really interesting because unlike normal buy rounds, EXO actually still don't have a full buy entirely. Sai stuck on his Spectre, and this is obviously mainly because of Killjoy's utility cost being nerfed recently. It's a lot more expensive, so to get that full utility buy, he's had to sacrifice on the weapon, and we'll see if it does end up making a difference. Because right now, this is what I meant by conditioning. The early A presence repeatedly shown in the first 2 rounds by Global Esports, trying to get answered by EXO, with both of their duelists pushing up short and long respectively. Global Esports be like, we don't care, we knew you would answer there, we're already setting up on the other side of the map for a fast second.
Oh my god, look at that. Even though he's getting tagged, he's still peeking out and delivering for his team. Gets tagged another time, and oh no, I feel like that's just might be it. Yep. Oh, that's great kind of to actually force him out of his position. But here we have Global again. 3 lands are stick. Oh, that was quite close. He has been hit, goes down 49 HP, making sure that he's not really going to be peeking out the same angle next time. If he does, he's going to get tagged again, and that would be a little bit of a problematic situation. Now, EXO needs to realize they also do have a man advantage. Both of them are concussed. This is absolutely huge. Yep, the opening frag will be found. The opening third has been found. On the other hand, oh no, Ghost is getting tagged over and over again, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to get drive-byed, and yes, he does. It's a 2-on-2 situation. On the other hand, he also does have a Rolling Thunder available. That means he's probably going to be utilizing it to actually secure that post plan in their hands. Excali slowly, steadily moving in from the CT side. Let's just see what they have for us.
Very safe plan set up. Hellranger trying to take out the recon, but Kappa not swinging on time to save him. Meaning Excali makes it 1v2, but Kappa still manages to take Wimp down. And so far already, it's a successful eco. But Kappa looking for the clutch. Online. Kappa will find the kill. A beautiful flick to secure a 3-0 lead as Global Esports throw down the gauntlet. They say, "Bring on Haven. We'll show you how we do."
Let's go. Clutch badge. You did mention. Wow, I mean, what a way. G already starting the day off with a banger. Absolutely well played from both these sides. Even though they had a man disadvantage, still, I mean, they did manage to even things out. And then in the end, he also did have a Rolling Thunder. Now, keep this in mind. They do have a Rolling Thunder available. Now, the only thing we don't really know when they're going to be utilizing it, I feel like utilizing it in this round wouldn't really be that valuable because the entire team is kind of on those light buys, so if you're going to be utilizing the Rolling Thunder in just those kind of eco rounds, I don't really feel like you're going to be getting the maximum value out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and they have it ready now. The eco of Team EXO is broken, and Global Esports are just waltzing in. They walked in from A long. They used a bit of utility down A short, but they got the entire site. Barely any flashes invested, and SK Rossi going on further, looking for the hunt. Spotted, drops right there, and Blackhawk goes down. Zai last man standing will be taken down by Kappa. That's another flawless round picked up for Global Esports. They are not making, like, I would say they're making a joke of Team EXO right now, but it's no jokes. They're pure business right now. They're so serious and so damn precise. GE just wiping the floor with Team EXO in the first few rounds.
Yeah, the good part here is that they're not single-handedly relying on Rossi this time. Each and every single player is stepping up, including Kappa, including Lightning Fast. And I mean, skills, we do know this man has to be like one of the best like supporters out there. Back in the day, if I'm not wrong, Skills used to actually play the Omen. He was quite a great Omen, not gonna lie. Like, he used to make some insane outplays happen. And I still do remember some of his outplays, and I actually do try to copy them. But hey, I mean, that's why Skills is there on the professional level, and that's why I'm not really playing right.
Definitely.
Oh, that's Mem!
A bit of Casticus perhaps on Skills as he gets stacked out real low. But the Rolling Thunder set up, and because it's a box now, the entire side stunned. But Lightning Fast, he's going to enter. Excali holding on strong. The off angle so strong for the Reyna. Finds a double and uses the dismiss to get himself out of there, causing the bait for Ghost, who finds one and will be taken down, but instantly traded for Sai. Skills will find one, but at 10 HP, there's not much he can do. Sai will take him out. That's the first round picked up for Team EXO. And the biggest issue with this entire approach is if you're going to be going for the Rolling Thunder, then your Jet needs to be dashing into sight, not default. Because you see SK Rossi, he's dashed in, but he's stuck around the default Radiant Knight boxes. With that Rolling Thunder, he needs to try and take backside control.
But hey, finally, with that being said, they have got a first round in their hands, so I mean, at least they should be looking great for now because the momentum shift finally, I feel like they have managed to stop it, but again, it doesn't really matter because Global is going to be having a lot of money to buy. Take a look at Hellranger. He still has so many credits, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be at least feeling himself for this round because still, I'm expecting some risky peaks being taken from the side of Global Esports because this is what they're really known for.
Absolutely. Once again, like this is where I have to bring back the topic of conditioning. You see, in the first few rounds, Global Esports heavily prioritized the A side. They then shifted their presence onto the C and the mid area, trying to take garage control. Now they're playing much more standard defaults, leaving the alarm bot to mark C side aggression because that's where they've been most recently. They expect the aggression to return back from EXO, and this time actually taking slow A long control. Now, this is something that EXO needs to change. Repeatedly, Global Esports are able to just get free A long control control, and because EXO feel confident playing on the retake, they think they're doing the right thing, but it's not actually it, because GE, once they've got that side, they still have a ton of utility in the Sova and KJ to play on the post plan. So if you give free control like this, the Breach just gets a field day, setting up everything for SK Rossi to get in.
As it did mention, he'll pretty much get a free. Oh no, Cobb peeks out in the right nick of time, but it doesn't really matter. Rossi's there to try things out, and yep, he's going to be single-handedly clearing the entire side with the help of his teammates. But yeah, I mean, it's still a 2-on-3 situation. EXO is looking quite shaky inside this round, but they still do have a Cosmic Divide available. That means in the retake it's going to be quite useful. But take a look at this, a curveball being thrown from their side. On the other hand, you do see that Breach rotating all the way around from the mid, and look at Lightning Fast. Oh no, just playing with their food. We did see a little bit of trigger discipline coming in through. But now Lightning Fast, I mean, it should be pretty obvious that he's, on that link there, and unfortunately, Rossi's going to be the one to sweep out the ground.
It's all about map control. Like, again, coming back to my point, you can't give up A short and A long for free unless you have something on the other side of the map. Because look at this right here on the replay. G are fully set up in A short and A long, but the EXO is still playing the defensive anchor on Ghost on C. He needs to be pushing in. He needs to get info on C long, or the mid player needs to be pushing it. But since mid is being controlled by Killjoy, that's never going to happen. They're very miscoordinated on all fronts, and they need to understand that if they're giving free control on one side of the map, they need to take back, because the other side of the map will be empty. And the gravity well timed perfectly with the stun. Wimp gets caught out trying to set up a lineup. Wimp, I know for a fact that if you watch the same Average Jonas videos I do, there's a better lineup for that. You can't be in that position, my man.
Exactly. We already do see the lockdown being utilized from the side of Global Esports. Now they pretty much do want to make it inside. I mean, look at this. Rossi already finding the opening kill. I mean, trades did happen back and forth, but yep, it should be an easy stroll onto the side. They do it. Now Ghost, he's looking to drop down. We did see some insane moments yesterday as well from his side, and yes, he does the same thing. Drops down, retrieves the Phantom in his hand, but unfortunately, look at what is going on. Drive-bys, all back and forth, just running and shooting. And this is what we like to see, right? Sometimes, I mean, I do know it is quite annoying, but hey, it is quite good to see when it does happen to someone else and not you. But look at that. Lightning Fast still spamming the smoke. Does he know he's on heaven? I don't really know why he's so unaware. And this is why Side Dreams is going to be the one to take full advantage, but it doesn't matter. Kappa just spams him to hell.
Now, the issue here is that normally you'd see a double initiator composition and be like, okay, it's the attack, they're really strong, you know, that's where the initiators really get to be proactive. The issue is that the other side of that conversation would be when they go to the defense, they will get a little weaker because they don't have that second duelist to frag out. That's no longer the case because of Breach's recent buffs, where his animation is so much faster with his equipping the flashpoint and coming back, or even equipping the fall line and coming back, that he can effectively play as a pseudo duelist on the defense, anchoring down a particular area, like the way a Phoenix would. Now Ghost trying to go for the aggressive peek, but Rossi gets into his face.
Oh my
He's
god!
That jet tape coming in as Rossi clears out Garage by himself, reminding me of Baby Bay. This is a Baby Bay move. Just dash Garage and kill them.
Oh my god, I mean, yes, you gotta do it sometimes, you know, gotta kind of surprise your enemies, and this is what Rossi did exactly. Dashed inside, got himself too, but unfortunately, trades did happen back and forth as well. But look at this, Cosmic Divide and 100's Fury is available. That means still I'm expecting a free side to be given away onto their side, because look at that. They already do have the full A-side control, and oh no, he's walking behind! Reina's not really expecting that thing to happen, and look at this, it should be a free frag, and yes it is. Lightning Fast now gives the call that, okay, the A-side is completely clear, the threat's out, and yep, they're straight up going to be walking inside. On the other hand, you also do see the defending Astra making her move. EXO now, the pressure is lurking on their heads. How are they going to be able to kind of take it away from their side? Only time would tell such kind of questions. Hunter's Fury out to deny the plant. Unfortunately, that's not really going to be the case, because he's decided to stop, and now again, he's going to be sticking the plant. Look at the skills. Oh no, peeks out, but there, yep, there's going to be the trades happening. Both of them peeked out at the same time. Trades did happen, and again, it's a 2-on-1 situation now. Cosmic Divide being utilized. Lightning Fast's position still not compromised, and this is absolutely massive. Yep, and Vimp as well, not really expecting it, and I'm expecting a free frag. Should be gifted away to, yep, free frag should be gifted away to Lightning Fast.
They're playing peekaboo right now. And Lightning Fast is just in this tidy corner. For his corner will not matter. because the corner skills has been stuck in ever since he got pushed in A short is where Wimp will just go and give away his life. Team Global Esports are demolishing Team EXO on a map that, honestly, with my predictions, like this was one of the few maps I thought EXO could pull it through. I think Haven and Bind are the maps where EXO could have been favored, but GE is clearly showing that they've done their homework, they're ready and prepared. They were not banning out Haven because they were not comfortable. They were banning out Haven so they could have something up their sleeve come such a time where they can pull it out and just whip apart Team EXO, demolish their morale, and put the stamp on them. We're like, no, not yet, kid, not yet.
Exactly. But yeah, tactical timeout being taken from the side of defenders. EXO do realize there's already a massive lead being taken from the side of Global. I don't really know how they're getting destroyed this easily by the side of Global. I mean, yeah, we did expect Global to kind of dominate single-handedly, but not this much.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot to do with the lack of confidence, because this is not the Team EXO we saw in Haven in general, yesterday, where they were taking proactive control, they were going for the looks, and now it feels like they're scared that GE will know that they're going to do that, so they're not doing that. And yeah, I understand that, but if you don't have map control on Haven, then, well, you've got squat. You're not going to be able to play the map at all. You're not going to actually be able to show your identity in the style of gameplay. And if you're even doing that, the only way you can come out is some nutty players. And that's not going to happen against the players of Global Esports, because they are consistent as ever. They don't even give them the opportunities to allow that to happen. Now, Global Esports, once again, expecting... You've seen in the last few rounds, they took aggression on the A side. You see this rhythm with them time and time again. When they've conditioned one side, they'll step back, wait for the aggression, and then just like you see on your screen, they will punish it. Team EXO really faltering. They're starting to separate with respect to the comms and the style they play. Excali just completely alone in that window push.
I really do like how easily they kind of knew that, okay, we're finally going to be seeing an aggressive approach coming inside the game, and they actually did wait out for that. They were like, all right, you guys can take the aggressive control as much as you want, and then out of nowhere, they just decided to spot one and completely punish through. And Global Esports, as you did mention, they're just so connected with each other. It seems like they're also having some telepathic communication going on with each other. It seems like there's just some twin brothers at this point. The way they're playing is perfectly coordinated, perfectly communicated, and oh my god, yep, flawless round as expected. Global Esports completely stomping, and I feel like this is a real battle of David and Goliath.
I mean, it's not expected to be, but it certainly is looking like that, and not the mythical battle either. This is more like tiny human versus a massive Goliath. The Goliath is not even interested. There's like, oh, okay, I will take one step and stop one. So for Team EXO right now, not much hope. Again, we come back to the idea that we know about this team. They're much better on the attack than they are on the defense. So just pull through a few rounds, like try to get to the 8-4 mark maybe, and you have a decent foundation to pull through. The sniping by Ghost now setting up for Excali's long push, and I like this. They're taking control, but they need to be aware where else they're giving control, because SK Rossi has got himself into Garage very aggressively, now taking window as well. Sai is marking him, but for how long? It's which of this resolves first, and it is that long push. Kappa being taken down, and Rossi still untouched. I mean,
Kappa actually did punish that aggressive push there, and unfortunately a big man just falling down like that from the side of EXO. You do not really expect him to do that, because he is one of the big men, as I did mention. He's the main key, he's the main link, and oh no, Gob's falling down just like that. EXO slowly and steadily crumbling down on their knees. I mean, yeah, Wimp is trying his best to fight back, but yeah, as expected, he's not really going to be able to do so. Look at this, the lockdown is available, but I'm expecting they're not really going to be utilizing it. So it is pretty understandable, because, I mean, he's the only man alive. Maybe using it in the upcoming rounds will probably be the most mature decision. But yeah, I'm asking you one more thing. Are we going to be seeing a 13-1?
No. I can 100% answer that as a no. EXO will at least win one more round, is the expectation. But with the GE fighting style that we're seeing so far, well, it doesn't look like GE fighting leaves any room for EXO to try and get into that fighting groove, because Let's see, maybe Sai can pull back some momentum here. 1v3, doesn't have time, but still manages to find the kill. Will be taken out here likely by Kappa. It's either Sai's weapon or Kappa that will be saved. Both of them cannot get it, and actually scratch that. I guess they both just do not like me.
Look at
Both
that.
of them will save their weapons. Okay. Alright, guys.
That was kind of a funny battle in the end. You know, he did know he's right in the front there, so he used that shock dart to make sure he's not getting pushed. Yeah, I mean, that was quite a brilliant move from his side, but hey, I mean, still, he didn't really need it to do that, you know, but yeah. Now, already a massive lead, it's 9-1, and I don't really know what to expect in the upcoming rounds because pretty much saying that EXO is going to be making a comeback happen would be kind of questionable at this point. It would be kind of a shaky decision, would be kind of a shaky expectation from their side because up till now, nothing key has been shown. Nothing insanely moves, no flashy plays have been shown from none of their players, including Excali. Look at that. Such a questionable decision coming out from this lad. You know a team like Global Esport is feeling themselves and Excali is just feeding himself.
The thing is, I don't even mind that A-long push. I just don't understand why there's no support for it, why there's no resources committed. A simple drone would suffice to help Excali get into a much better position, but instead, they give up A-long, they've given up A-short, and the lockdown will help them push through. Ghost trying to just gamble with his life as he holds on, knew that he couldn't get out, doesn't even manage to get one kill. At every possible opportunity that EXO has of clawing something back, G just throw a stamp on their face, plaster their mouths with tape and be like, nope, you will not push through.
Yeah, exactly. Now, keep this in mind. They also do have lockdown available, but if the Killjoy comes to a lockdown, that means the Hunter's Fury will be utilized. So going for a lockdown commit again wouldn't really be that great of a choice, but hey, do they have any other choice? Because if they want to make this retake actually happen, it should be purely on the aim. Sai missing a couple of shots, but hey, finally he did get that kill on lightning fast. But in the end, it's going to be Global Esports again stomping on the lads of EXO. As I did mention, it's going to be the last round before the switch. 11, I mean, I'm expecting 11-1.
It's just, where is the tacticality, EXO? It's as simple as finding pivots and win conditions to play around. A very simple example, hey, Global Esports keep taking free A control. You know what? Let's play the Killjoy anchor on C and Garage. We'll have one player cover B, and then we can triple stack A, make them force a lot of utility early, and then back up. You don't even need to get a kill. As long as you trade that utility really early and back up, then when you come through with that Killjoy ult on the retake, even if they trade with Hunter's Fury, you have the utility advantage in your flashes to push through and execute a clean retake. These basic things EXO is not exhibiting, but they're trying to make a change happen. Towards that C-long, both of the duelists, Ghost and Excali, have gained a lot of control. Now Ghost is going to reset himself, join his team while Excali stays on that lurk, but with skills marking him, Excali is going to have to hit some naughty shots to actually get some value out of his lurk.
As you did mention, he will need to hit some insane shots. Up till now, he hasn't really been able to do so. He's always getting shut down. Excali, his aim isn't really working. On the other hand, he up the man with that we expected to actually play really good. The Cosmic Divide was there to kind of deny any kind of pushes, but it doesn't really matter. Rossi with the final life actually connects it. Gops was trying to step himself up, but unfortunately now he will be shut down. Look at that. Rossi, he does realize there is a turret in the front line, so he is getting spotted out by that. But again, he does have the Blade Storm pop, so I'm expecting a lot of aggression from his side. And this is exactly what it's doing. Oh my god! He gets a 4K. He's also going to be destroying that lockdown. And what's going on? Yep, Excali onto that flank as expected. He's going to be stepping up. But Kappa just driving by, just running and shooting all over the place. And Excali did not really expect such kind of an approach. But that was an ace for Rossi. You should have let him take it.
God, that was nuts, and now he's not gonna let SK Rossi take the ace because SK Rossi is no longer SK Rossi, he's 4K Rossi. One of these shots, and it's just these tiny things that make me feel so good about Rossi, because if you notice when he's pushing into the A-Link area from the ace side, he's peeking a wide angle. I say this so much, I've said this so much in the other regional qualifiers. Don't peek narrow angles, peek wide angles, because as you can see, because of that wide angle, not only does SK Rossi get that first kill, but the adjustment, which is downward and leftward into a narrower angle, is so much easier. It's way easier to adjust wide to narrow than vice versa. And well, I guess I learned that from SK Rossi. I think, or maybe we learned it from the same source. I'm not sure. Either way, right now it looks like Necro's prediction of 13-1 is starting to potentially come through. The sides have swapped, and if I am to be right in my resounding no to that 13-1. EXO have got to win this pistol. Kappa
Did
with
you
the
see?
ding.
Oh, that dink. It just felt so good. Look at Ghost already down to 13 HP. Oh, what can you do with only 13 HP, Ghost? Unfortunately, they don't even have any Sky or Sage to actually heal himself, to heal him back up. So, yeah, Ghost, again, a stumbly start for Ghost. I'm expecting Ghost to just kind of be that meat shield for the team to actually make the entrance happen in the side, and this is what he's doing right now. They're playing off of trades here. That's a great flash to kind of fake a peek out. But look at that. Astra, smokes are there. There's also a pull all the way in the backside. Leaders being out. Breach is ready with his flashes, though. I mean, Ghost is down low. Look at that. Kappa trying to step himself up. Kappa doesn't know what man is low. He tries to take the other one down as well. Now, but, Ghost still manages to take one out, even though he's on 13 HP. Skills getting shut down. It's a 3-on-2 situation now. Global Esports, they can pretty much pull it out, right? I mean, Ghost down's low. So I'm expecting Ghost should be taken out. But Ghost, I really do like how safe he's playing his angles out. He's making sure he's pretty much sticking to the wall. He's not really moving out of his comfort zone. And this is what he's doing. But look at Rossi. He has a Sheriff in the hand. He can make a lot of things happen. Yes, he does. Oh, that's a crispy shot. You do not want to feed this man those goals. But Ghost, again, replying back on fire to fire. But now, I mean, Lightning Fast is the only man alive. They both try to peek him at the same time. Aggressive is DC, but Lightning Fast with his Lightning Fast reactions. A beautiful, beautiful clutch. And as I did mention, hey, we're going to be expecting a 13-1. Hey, I'm happy.
Bro, Lightning Fast. Oh my god, boy, like with the frenzy too. I think he was running out of bullets. Like, I hope we get a replay of this from his perspective. We'll see in a second. But as you can see, a standard A-side push from the side of Global Esports. As you mentioned as well, it was down to Ghost because of which they were able to pull it off. But right here, Lightning Fast, I guess faking. Yeah, no, he actually has to go for the reload. Ran out of bullets, so in that reload time, making sure he stays safe. And that's such a nerve-wracking moment where you're like, vaccine, get inside, get inside. Able to get it in, and through the animation, find an instant headshot, just clutch out the pistol round, looking for that 30 to wide. Rossi with a quick second shot takes out blundering Gops right there. Controller down for EXO, and it looks like Necro, your prediction is on its way. Global Esports are stomping on Team EXO right now.
Stomping is a less word at this point. I don't even know what can describe this kind of a moment. They're completely melting them down. Does that sound good? I mean, it's like you're sitting in a heated room, and at the same time you bring in ice cream. You know how fast it actually melts down. That's kind of the same thing happening here. But yeah, getting my head back into the game outside from food. But yeah, here we have Global again. Now trying to stop. C-Long approach is pretty much expected. And yes, this is what they're going to be doing. Rossi missing the first shot. Yep, connects the second one as expected. Try to connect the third one as well. He's just not scared of that recall. Look at that. He's getting tagged. At the same time, peeks out. Skills, I mean, yeah, he's trying to fight back. But hey, one last man alive is down low. EXO, pretty much the hopes are given away. Wimp getting tagged again. And yep. As expected.
Defenders win.
Global Esports threw down the gauntlet with the first map pick of Haven. They're like, you think you banned out our comfort in Breeze? Just hold on, bro. Let me show you how we have got it planned. Throughout the Haven real early, EXO be like, oh my god, we just hit a golden egg. We got a good map for us in the first round of the series. Bam! 30-1, Global Esports just slapping them with a reality check hard in their face. Be like, not even close, not even on the same level. And I have to give props to Global Esports for the way they just took over the entire match, because you can see for EXO, it wasn't just the confidence falling down, it was the communications. Like, EXO did not look like a team that they have in the past in the semifinals, or even back in Q1. There was no proactivity. When there was proactivity, Excalibur would just randomly be like, okay, this is compy, we've lost, let's press W and have fun.
Yeah, and as we did mention in the past as well, this was kind of G stepping out of their comfort zone. At the same time, I feel like this was kind of a challenge from the side of G. They were like, okay, you guys like Heaven? We're going to be picking Heaven, and we're going to be destroying you on Heaven. On the other hand, I mean, it has to be one of the EXO's, kind of favorite map, Heaven, without a doubt. But yeah, now the upcoming map is going to be Ascent, and I've seen EXO play on Ascent. They're quite phenomenal. Yeah. But we still never know the way GE just stomped them. I mean, stomp is pretty much a less word. I don't really know what can describe that kind of a performance against a team like EXO, but I'm pretty sure at this point, even EXO did not expect this.
The thing is that G is going to carry over the exact same composition into the second map, and EXO are still going to be in the exact same place. Albeit, yes, Ascent, a much smaller map, so much easier to control power points. It's not like Haven where there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 huge power points for you to worry about. Ascent pretty much only has 4 at max, like 3 I would say if you count mid as 1, or if you count like actual mid and catwalk different, then maybe 4. But other than that, A main, B main, I think EXO will find themselves a lot more comfortable in that map. But that's also where GE are just as comfortable. Like, you have to remember, the Breach and Jet combo goes back to the days of beta, of this combo being one of the strongest on Ascent itself. Like, EXO, there's a lot to talk about, but it's very hard to find an actual solution for them without them actually stepping up, because this is not the EXO we looked to in the semifinals. This is not the EXO we were expecting in the finals.
Yeah, and it's like nothing much can be said, right? Like, even if you try to point like flaws out, you're going to be finding a ton of them inside the game if you try to analyze it. Like, as you did mention, the team just didn't really seem connected at all. Like, solo peaks were being taken. In the end, it really felt like they were not really even relying on those utility utilization on point. And in the end, it did really seem like they were trying to make those aim duels happen, as you did see Excali, just trying to try peek the A-long angle, which was quite questionable because he already knew that he isn't really having a day of his life, so maybe try and play in the back lines and play with your team would be the best thing you can do. But still, he was making those dry peaks happen. But what are your expectations going forward on the Ascent?
I mean, it's like a game of chess where you have to have a ton of starting moves on your playbook to actually become a pro player. Like, for me, for example, I like the Queen's Gambit a lot, so I do that. But randomly, once in a while, if you're not the white player and you're the other side, you have to react according to what they're going to do. You need to learn all of the opening moves, and it feels like EXO haven't. They learned 1 or 2 defaults, and they came here, and they just get slapped by GE, because EXO are lacking in fundamentals. As you said, when you go back to analyze the game, you'll find a ton of mistakes, but they're not even like the mistakes that you'll be analyzing. You'll be like, why aren't they doing this basic thing that it's not even that they haven't done before? They have in their previous games where they are confident. They make these proactive pushes happen. They even sometimes take Sai along, take mid control for themselves, and then they hold. But that hold was never there, or the push was never there, or the coordination was never there. Whenever something happened, it felt like EXO forgot a crucial step along the way. And because of that lack of that crucial step, the calculations, well, they just didn't add up.
Look at the stats as well. The highest skill they have is 10. Oh my god. I mean, that's miserable right there. But, I mean, first bloods of 2. On the other hand, none of them do have any kind of first bloods. Ghost, a man who was expected to pop off again, isn't really able to do so. He only has 5 kills on his hand. Side Dreams on 6. Excalibur is 6 as well. Now, the man that we really expected to pop off, if Ghost is kind of suppressed down, I expected Sai and Excalibur to kind of step themselves up. Gops is there to always kind of deliver the consistency out there. But still, somewhere down the line, I mean, Gops was doing his best. He was trying his best to kind of hold on. But if his team isn't really working with him, like, what is he supposed to do, right? On the other hand, Global Esports just seemed so confident. Just in overall, they were just looking really confident, really dominant, and started the day off with a banger. So, I mean, expected they're going to be ending the day off with a banger as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you look at the First Bloods part of the screen here, it speaks to the entire like concept I've been talking about before, where the only First Bloods that EXO got in these 14 rounds were when Gops hit some insane shots down at C-Long. Like, that was the only time that ever happened. Every other time, GE are just always set up first. They're always in the better position. And that's why they've got the 12 out of the 14 possible First Bloods, with the lion's share of it being on SK Rossi, because he's being set up for success, and GE are being given space to allow him to set up, because that's rule number 1 against any double initiator composition. Do not give them space. The more space you give them, the more advanced more of an advanced position they are in to set up the utility, and the more of an advanced position they are in to set up the utility means the deeper that duelist can get into the site. So because of that, continuously, like, for example, you could always notice Hellranger walked into A-Long and then set up his flashes. That's never supposed to happen. You have to get him to commit flashes and a fault line early into the A-lobby push, because then as a professional team, you notice esports team all throughout, when you're facing up against the breach, you have a count always. Some person says 1, that's 1 breach slash down. Another person says 2, and as soon as you hear the 2 number, it's the magic number. You just leave the side. He only has 1 flash left. It's an easy retake.
Exactly, and even one funny thing I noticed on Global Esports socials is that how they kind of warm up before the game starts. You know, they just listen to the music, they just vibe, dance around together, and it really, it's just like it's quite good to actually refresh your mindset. You know, try and reset it before actually you are going to be getting your games, your heads inside the game. My bad, but yeah, I mean that's just what I really noticed, and in the end, it seems like that kind of a method really does work out.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if it keeps working out with the next map, because for now, we're going to take a small break after this map and set ourselves up for map 2 of this Grand Final series. Don't you go anywhere. We're in for a long haul for sure.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Go. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on. The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Go. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Valorant Conquerors Championship, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming, with Gillette as our grooming partner and Talk Esports as our digital publication partner. My name is CA, and joining me is Necro today here on the English Test as we bring for you the grand finals of the last regional qualifier. Yes, it's India Qualifier number 2, and it's Global Esports and Team EXO vying for a spot through the qualifier for the VCC playoffs. Now, GE, they kind of just demolished EXO. I think even that is a bit of an underestimation. So I'm not really sure how to describe it. Let's just say GE won one map, and hopefully EXO are thinking that too, because the morale is going to be down for them.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they just got a rocket start for themselves, right? Yeah. Straight up rocketed through and completely smurfed in that previous map. And now I don't really know what to expect in Ascent. Now, Ascent is the pick of EXO, so I'm at least expecting EXO to kind of change our minds here, to kind of show us at least a close game. I mean, if you're not really able to kind of get those rounds, because getting yourself one round isn't really that great. Let's be honest, we're trying our best to not sound biased here, but there's just nothing much to talk about EXO. yeah, other than if we go and try to search about the past, but I mean in today's day, EXO hasn't really done anything special. But take a look. Yep, as you did mention, Excali kind of hovering over to the Phoenix. Oh, are we gonna be seeing the OG Excali back?
Please do it, Excali. The Phoenix is so much better for the team to coordinate around, especially on Ascent. There's so many gravity well plus Molotov combos, like the hot hands combos from Phoenix, to get a lot of damage on them, because GE are definitely going to be locking in their same exact composition. They can delay for as long as they want, but that's no surprise. I really don't want to see the Reyna, because the Reyna isn't as great an answer to the Breach as compared to the Phoenix. The Phoenix has a lot more tools to stop the onslaught of the Breach. He has the Molotov. Oh, never mind. All right, Excali. Excali gonna go back to the comfort zone. And see, this is what I'm saying, right? The basic idea is that in terms of execution, it's very simple for the Phoenix. So, for example, he sees Breach flash through the wall, just the flash initially popping up. Even if he gets flashed, all he needs to do is back up and set up a flash of his own, and that delays them. Setting up a firewall delays them. Throwing out a hot hands delays them. What does Reyna have that can delay them? One teeny leer, and everything else dependent on if your team and you get a kill. That if is absolutely ridiculous when you're facing off against GE, because they'll just eliminate it altogether.
Yeah, I mean, as you did mention, Phoenix in general has a lot of uses. His wall kind of helps you to make an entry inside the site. At the same time, he has a Molotov, he has a Molly, like which people call hot hands. So, and at the same time, he also has flashes. So Phoenix is kind of a duelist which can be utilized as a second duelist, which can be utilized to kind of play on the bases. But on the other hand, now Excali going again in the game with Reyna and Jet. I feel like these two duelists are kind of those primary duelists you need to have in the team, but if you do have a second duelist, and especially if you're getting stomped this hard, I feel like going for the Phoenix would have been a better choice.
This is going to be EXO on the attack. So they're definitely starting this map in a much more comfortable place. They are much more comfortable on the attack. But right now, EXO, they've taken mid control and trying to push in B main. But it's perfectly contested by Skills and Lightning Fast. Pushing in aggressively. Skills gets another. And EXO now trying to answer back as they come in through market. They get two of their own. But the B main control held by GE is key. Because now SK Rossi and Hellranger coming in as they pincer down EXO and take them down piece by piece. Even though Wimp gets one, the fault line and the flashes are just too much. With just 10 HP, SK Rossi, with the help of that flashpoint, will take them down, secure this pistol for Global Esports. And EXO, you're going to have to be very careful about your coordination in moments like this. You have mid control, yes, but you need to talk to your team at B main, like what's going on. You can't push in until they actually get in.
Dude, that Jet and Breach combo is just so good all the time. Like, even if you want to make those aggressive peaks happen, no matter in defending side as well or in the attacking side, you can always heavily rely on that flash peak with that Breach. And especially if you do know that, okay, there is a Breach in the enemy team, you need to expect it that all the time, wherever the Jet is hard anchoring on a side, you need to expect that there is going to be a flash popping out anytime soon. But, okay, a little bit of egoistic peak, I would say. A little bit of egoistic peak without a doubt, but he gets punished instantly. On the other hand, those skills still manages to kind of dink someone out. Unfortunately, that was the Reyna. She's going to be healing herself back up. Aggressive positioning has already been found. Kappa tried to retaliate back in style, but instantly got traded out. Excali is the one to actually strike back. Huge. But hey, a force buy coming in huge for the lads of EXO.
And this is the sort of adaptation I want to see. The force buy is perfect because they're like, you know what, guys, we understood the mistake we made in that last particular round. We're going to run that strat by again with this teensy adaptation where our B-main players are now aware that there's a possible push from the side of Skills and Lightning Fast. If they're giving away mid control, GE, that's their smart call. Like, that's this logical call. If you're giving away control on one side of the map, you need to take it back on the other. And GE tried to do the same thing on B-main this time, but EXO are ready for it. GE not expecting the Spectre in the hands of Sai. Lightning Fast get punished, and after that, it's just one domino after the other as EXO deny the momentum for GE. They pick up the round and the economy lead, and Gobs continuing that forward, rallying for EXO their strength as they try to pull this map back.
Wow, blind spam finding himself a kill, already opening the fray up. This is going to be absolutely massive. Now, one lad has already fell down on the side of Global Esports. They were already kind of on a shaky start here because Global did kind of win the first one, but then instantly lost the second one, which is way much more important. But Now look at the position that Hair Ranger has for himself. He finally does manage to take Gops out, and this is where he's not really going to be stopping. He's still going to be making those aggressive peaks happen. Rossi again on that Phantom. I just got to say, this man has such a confidence, and all the time he actually does make it work. Phantom now is holding that close angle, making sure his position isn't really being compromised unless they're committing inside the side fully.
That's exactly what's going to happen, because they're trying to use the mid control that Ghost has. But if you notice, that mid control now, the position of the alarm bot has changed much more.
Oh my god.
So they're trying to deny the full push in, and SK Rossi playing on that perfectly. The jiggle and then the spam through the default Radiant Eye boxes to get the kill. Hellranger uses that as the contact to swing through and get another. And now the Aftershock just to buy himself some space. Did not need to go for the peak, but at this point it doesn't matter because time is running out, and Kappa has got all the information in the world. The Stinger Spray, not the greatest, but he's bought them the few seconds they needed to secure the round. And with that, XO, they've lost the round and they've lost their positions, trying to hold on to Bucket and Pizza and their guns. They are able to do that. Ghost picks up another, and the door not going down. I mean, XO saved their weapons, but Global Esports pick up the round. And all of this, again, back to the defaults. Like, if you notice, again, Global Esports get that aggressive Sova push in towards B main, and Hellranger is playing that self-sufficient breach role where he's using the flashes and the utility for himself down at A shot. If anyone comes in, he can flash and run or flash and peek. This allows SK Rossi to be much more flexible in his approach. He can play defensive angles on the side. He can go for the early peek with the help of Hellranger, and these sort of options what GE has is what elevates their composition and gives them an advantage.
Killed my bot.
Exactly. Still kind of setting themselves up here. The Spike is leaning heavily towards B side. Intentions does seem like they actually want to flood inside the B side, but again, they also want to make sure that they're making those astonishing plays happen. And how are they going to be able to make these kind of plays happen? At the same time, you can see Ghost. He's already managed to find himself an entry up mid. The Astra is slowly and steadily trying to follow him up. Excali tried to find himself an entrance, but unfortunately, he got denied instantly by that Astra smoke. Still now, Ghost, slowly and steadily, isn't really comfortable to actually push inside, but he's doing the same thing. He has managed to sneak up till market, which can be absolutely huge if no one expects him to be there.
The recon poke gives a ton of information to Global Esports. If they're trying to just hold on to their crossfire, it's really down to who is going to break this Reyna. Lear, it has to be either Kappa or Lightning Fast, because Skills does not need to reveal his position this early. The board will not even reveal him, and Kappa with just a stinger causing so much damage. The utility now delaying their push in, but they need to commit because they're running out of time. Once again, EXO trying to run down the clock, but it works against them. The utility from this Killjoy just so damn good at being able to hold them on. Now all of their presence dedicated onto the first lane. Lightning Fast himself picks up a triple as Kills is like, bro, you guys were supposed to be the bait for me, not kill my kills. What?
Skills, I mean, he had a perfect angle in the logs there, worked it out with his teammates. His teammates were doing a great job distracting the enemies that were trying to flood inside the site. Unfortunately, Ghost in the market wasn't really able to make a lot of value happen. That's why Goat got shut down instantly. But look at these swarm grenade placements, man. He did know that the mid area is going to be easily given away. So he did know that there is going to be possible chances of someone sneaking in through market. And this is exactly how they played with the swarm grenades.
Global Esports mentality right now is very simple. We'll always take A main and B main control from you. You're welcome to take mid and try getting into side. Even if you do, we have the mains to retake. Look at this, SK Rossi with the judge goes for the peak too aggressively. Needed to wait for the flash and gets taken down by Excali. The reward is a judge. Not that great on the attack, but let's see how they make it work out. Because Hellranger with his own flash point is going to set himself up, but doesn't check the corner. So Sai with the instant fade out will now be rewarded with the Spectre. Lightning Fast completely exposed while he finds one, gets traded out immediately. So now 2v3 on the retake. GE, they have the right angles for the retake, but with the man disadvantage, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Oh, look at those shock darts. Oh, he instantly repositioned himself. He did realize that that's a common spot, which might just get spammed through the shock darts. Look at the skills now, trying to find himself an opening. He does know the man advantage is on the opposing side, so he's trying to kind of even things out. Unfortunately, he's not really able to find that frag that he wants to. Finally, he does, but he instantly gets traded out. And now, I like the confidence being shown from the side of EXO. They're playing with the team synergization, and they're finally able to kind of make it work. EXO, gotta say, they have stepped up quite a lot from that previous kind of map. And in the map of Ascent, it seems like, yep, finally I do feel like there's a massive chance that they might just be able to seal the deal on the map of Ascent.
Maybe. If they are to do it, they need to step up the pace in their attacking half because GE as a team, as a composition, are going to be ridiculously strong on the attack themselves. Now, for this particular round, the question for GE is, I realize that you saved on the judge, going for the judge for the operator, but can SK Rossi make that save worth it? The answer is no. He's instead not even going to go for it now. Another judge pulled out by SK Rossi. I'm not sure. One of the players did have a judge. So we'll see how that works out because they are changing up their defaults. Now the Astra Killjoy crossfire anchor setup that they've regularly held towards B shifted onto A. It's the initiators with the standard Sova default taking B main control and Rossi allowed to go free, play the roaming role and try to predict where they're going to push in so he can get that first blood.
Exactly. Astra smokes are being kind of lined up on the A main side. Still like so. Trying to play things out a little safe. They do not want to make sure they're being a little too aggressive on this side. But hey, Lockdown finally being committed at the same time. Side Dreams decide to back off. Maybe expect an aggressive push coming in through, but unfortunately they don't really see anything coming in through. But finally, I do like this Cosmic Divide quite a lot. Gonna be completely blocking off the angles through the heaven, but it's not gonna be stopping Rossi. Peek straight out. The confidence on this man is on another level, and that's not gonna be enough. Look at this counter lockdown being utilized. This is gonna be absolutely huge skills now.
30
Completely denying that push. Look at that. They don't have any other choice rather than to back off and try and go for another side because there's only 25 seconds left in the clock. They decide to go for the B side in the last nick of time. Rossi's waiting for them. He's just waiting for them to grid inside. He's welcoming them single-handedly, one by one. He's down to 61 HP and still he's able to deal so much damage. Just imagine what kind of show he can actually put on. Now the last two lads are near tiles. And yep, saving call probably has to be one of the best calls that should be made in these kind of moments.
This is like giving a college math student some basic high school calculus to solve. EXO going for the standard rotate. Like, it's obvious that's what any, like, comp team, for example, like, if this defender Killjoy lockdown comes down, I'm like, yeah, team, go rotate. And G is expecting that. They had the cover of the Cosmic Divide EXO, which sort of muffled the voices of their audios going towards the rotate. But G, like, we don't need the audios. We know that that's the likely step you're going to make. So I would have liked to see EXO just hold on to their angles because they had really nice control. They could have just gone back into A main, gone back into A short, and then held those angles for aggressive pushes from GE, because GE were in a position where they had to check for info. Walking into this site without any information from EXO flips the tables, where GE is happy to play those defensive angles and have EXO walk in and flip the lack of information into an advantage for them, where the attacking team isn't able to actually pounce on GE not knowing where they are. So EXO, all I have to say is, while the start was nice, like the opening, the Cosmic Divide, as you said as well set up. The mid-round calls, not the greatest. You need to expect a textbook team like GE, an efficient team like GE is going to have somebody on the other side when they've set up the lockdown. They're going to read that play.
Exactly, and that's why as soon as the lockdown was being placed, you saw Rossi instantly making the rotation all the way onto the B side, and he was there to greet everyone. He was there to welcome them, and they just straight up flood through the gates of the market, and he was just waiting there, standing there, holding his crosshair down, and they just straight up walked into it.
Let's see if EXO can bounce back. We keep talking about how important this attacking half is. Now they've gone for the post buy, so this round extremely crucial if they are to push back and rally through some momentum for themselves. Now they're taking mid control. It's actually Gops, Blackhawk, being very aggressive, leading the charge with Ghosts behind him. Very interesting setup. The Astra on the entry and the Jet being like, okay bro, I carry Spike, I play.
Look at that. Finally, Rossi being shut down. This should be a massive sigh of relief for them. Sai is going to be the one to shut Rossi down. So, you know, sigh of relief. Okay. Try to kind of connect the dots there. Hey, finally, Side Dreams kind of stepping himself back up. Gops did spot Head Ranger out. Unfortunately, he wasn't really able to take him out the game. So, Gops just realized, okay, committing for that full kill wouldn't really be a good decision. But still, Head Ranger, he is a warrior. He's not going to be backing off, even though he has only 10. Yep, as you did mention, he also does have the Aftershock available, but I feel like he's just waiting for the right opportunity. He's waiting for the right time, the right moment to strike in. Up till now, Head Ranger's doing quite a great job creating that anonymous factor in the game. Now, is he going to be expected? Yes, he is. Straight up flicks onto him. Excali's going to be the one to put the final bullet in Head Ranger's chest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just doesn't want to reveal his position. I mean, 10 HP knows that even if he gets some value, it won't be worth the price of the ability going down, which he has to buy again. So it just saves the ability and saves his gun. And XO, very nice. This is what I want to see. Like the idea that we were talking about this a lot on Haven, where you have to be proactive early and then in mid-round, just try to hold for a second, try to get back some information, and more importantly, deny information to the defenders. So what you see they did here is they hold on to B main and A main aggression while they take mid control. Once they take mid control, they force GE in a position where GE knows that XO have got mid control, so they need to try taking back on the other side of the map. And when they try, XO are ready, XO are expecting it, and they punish it beautifully. Able to pick up that kill onto Rossi, opens up the floodgates for a B-side entrance, and on the back of that, they pick up the round for themselves. Now trying to play the same default, but this time they've got A main completely unchecked. Thankfully for them, GE are playing a triple stack defensively on A main. So right now, XO with both B main and mid, this is an easy side push into a Sova and Astra. XO should be able to pick up this round.
XO should be able to pick up that round, but look at that. Aldron just revealed a lot of intentions. He had the Odin going in, but unfortunately, he wasn't really able to make it go brrr. But on the other hand, Lightning Fast is there on side. He kind of punish any kind of pushes happening. Unfortunately, he's not really going to be able to do so. As you did mention, it's going to be an easy side take. Straight up just stroll inside the side, get the side control for themselves. But keep this in mind, the Rolling Thunder is available on the breach, and the Jet is also utilizing her Blade Storms. So we do know Rossi's going to be the man to do so. So I'm expecting still a massive comeback to happen anytime soon, because now the man advantage have been evened out. Things are evened out. Head Ranger is going to be the one to actually flash inside, and that's when Rossi will probably be dashing in as well. And this is exactly what's happening. Look at that. He tried to create himself a little bit of angle, but unfortunately gets caught off guard by Excali. Yep, as you did mention, Bot, that's kind of a questionable move coming from his side. A little bit of desperation being showed. But hey, finally Ghost stepping up as well. He's going to be sweeping the grounds. The one final man who was standing skills being shut down.
I recognize the move he's trying to do. It's something that Tens pioneered, where he sets up the cloudburst right in front of him, but just as the cloudburst is being thrown, he looks towards the left. So as the cloudburst is forming, like a millisecond before it's completely formed, you get a tiny peak on your left that your opponents do not. It's like a mini one-way. It's not a one-way in that sense. It's just a one-way, like a one-time one-way, where you get a one single peak and then you use that to take off their head. But Rossi, I understand you're a god and all, but Tense's reaction times, that too on a LAN tournament, are just on another level. Replicating that move definitely harder than it looks. So fair enough, I'll give him props for trying it out. But XO is the team we need to be focusing on, because they are rallying back, they're adapting, and that's what I feel gives me so much more relief, because we didn't see this on Haven. Right now, XO are understanding the style of gameplay G is bringing to the table, and they're switching it up. But look at this, the Rolling Thunder set up. Rossi likely to dash in if this goes through.
Exactly. For now, Rossi again. Look at that. With that aggressive push, was able to find one, but unfortunately, he's not really going to be converted into second up. Got shut down, got traded out instantly. Head Ranger was there to back him up. That Rolling Thunder being invested, that was a massive investment. Nothing much really being found. Unfortunately, gotta say, that was a little waste, because not a lot of value being found. On the other hand, oh no, peek straight into Excali's crosshair, and of course he's going to be punishing Head Ranger out. That's a great recon, going to be revealing Lightning Fast's position. Unfortunately, he steps back in the right nick of time. Excali now, all the pressure's on his hands to actually make the entry happen. Look at that, really well-placed smoke by the Astra, which is going to be Lightning Fast from the backlines as well. Side Dreams pushing in on the heavy angle. Now Lightning Fast is getting surrounded from all the angles. Nothing much can be done. Kappa, he does have the Hunter's Fury available, but I feel like utilizing it in this kind of a time wouldn't really be that great.
Yeah, he just needs to try to find a couple of exit frags, but he's going to get spotted out right here as he gets out of the window from Garden into Heaven. The turret revealing his position, and the spams will make sure that he can't even think about pushing back. Now, Global Esports, I really don't understand why we haven't seen an operator yet from SK Rossi. I understand you have the Breach and Jet, and you want to play for aggressive control, but Rossi's operator is always a win condition for your team. It's something that we always see him defaulting back to, and if you're not bringing out the operator on defense, it begs the question then, why aren't you at least trying to contest mid? We've seen a lot of setups between the Breach and Jet, where the Jet comes from mid, the Breach comes from Catwalk, and they set up the flash and dash combo for the mid lobby. A 1-for-1 trade, Kappa gets a little bit of damage but gets instantly taken out. So EXO, they don't care. They won 3 rounds back to back. Now you can see the moolah is stacked on every single one of these players, while GE, they're going to have to go for an eco as they only will be able to afford semi-buys in this round. This aggression of GE getting answered again and again, and I like the idea initially. A-main, B-main control, always a great thing to have on Ascent, but when EXO are expecting it, why not shift your focus towards mid? Try to surprise like maybe Blackhawk in his slow look.
Exactly. In the game face moment as well, you did see kind of Kappa trying to use that judge like a Vandal or any kind of like a mid-range bait, but unfortunately couldn't really do that. You know, that it does happen, you know, most of the times you do get caught off guard with that judge in such an uncomfortable position, and you're just left with no other choice, right? Rather than to spat out and Gops again, making those risky plays happen. He peeks out, gets a kill for his team. That's going to be just opening up so many opportunities for them to actually work around. That's a great pull as well, making sure if no one's going to be sticking inside. Oh my god, Skills getting shut down, and look at that aggressive push. Oh, he did not expect Hellranger to be there, and within a blink of an eye, look at that, so many frags just flying it through. And Rossi as well, it seems like on the A side, he's just being a mountain. He's not going to let anyone surpass through him. And up till now, Hellranger, look at this. He has a lot of map control in his hands. Now, this is where they're going to be utilizing it for perfection. Spike being again rotated all the way from the attacker side towards the A. Now, this is a massive surprising factor being created, but SK Rossi is just waiting for them to welcome.
You should run. 30 seconds left.
The lockdown going to now be set up as push comes in, but there's a huge spot for SK Rossi to just hold on. He can play even on the side or on heaven. Just going for the peek, but scopes out at the wrong moment. Still manages to survive with 1 HP, but he cannot peek out, is not detained. Goes for the peek anyways. Needed to try and play for time there, but with SK Rossi going down, the site is now open, a 2v2 in the cards. Ranger going for the peek, almost off time, but the flash comes through to save his life. He takes out Whip, knows exactly where Sai is, but the turret coming up huge on that low health, lightning fast. The aftershock to flush out Sai from the generator. Hellranger with the triple kill will pick up the thrifty clutch for the side of Global Esports, pushing back against the momentum. This round is huge because with the last 3 rounds back to back, and given the way this round started, it looked like Team EXO was on the perfect run to try and close off this first half with a lead. That's exactly what they need, a lead, because this breach, you can already start to see his strength in those mini skirmishing type interactions. Imagine what happens with that when he actually goes onto the attack, when SK Rossi is free to keep dashing in the way he did on the match.
Player standing.
Exactly. Now, again, this was a perfect kind of defense being shown from the side of Global Esports. It's 5-5. The scoreline's pretty much tied up. And Rossi, it seems like this time he's going to be making those aggressive peaks happen. Oh, that's a great pull. Rossi, unfortunately, he's getting pulled in. But yeah, he's not really going to be able to kind of do as much damage as possible. On the other hand, though, Excali, that's a great tag, forcing Excali to move out of that way. But Rossi, look at this. This has given him so much map control. But on the other hand, you also do see those Astro trying to play as much as tactical as possible because they're trying their best to utilize those utilities to support their duelists.
Yeah, and I really like the setup change from the side of Global Esports. They play the solo A breach because they have the lockdown ready to push through on the retake if they need to, and the solo A breach will always maintain catwalk and garden control for you. So now they're going to use that present to take back mid control because they understand that A is being given away, and this sort of map awareness from Global Esports is phenomenal. They understand, hey, A is going away, we need to shut down a mid lurk so we can regroup and now retake easily.
The Hunter's Fury was being utilized to stop any kind of plans happening, but it doesn't really seem like today it's going to be the case. Cosmic Divide being utilized. That's a great Cosmic Divide, but it's just really... Okay, well, a counter Hunter's Fury there to actually destroy the lockdown. SK Rossi, though, a little too late to the party, so he's not really going to be able to save the lockdown in time. But unfortunately, now SK Rossi's on that massive flank angle. This is where he's trying to help his teammates out. Last 2 positions have been compromised. Rossi's there to back him up. He does have Phantom in his hands. He's trying to play as safe as possible. Yep, and as they mentioned, the last player standing, and yes, does he? Oh yeah, yes he does. He pretty much has more than enough timing, but this might just be close. Oh, is it going to be really close?
He does.
Oh my god, 0.12. That was really close. But hey, Rossi again coming in clutch, just like Superman. and saving the day for his team.
There's this tiny indicator on the spike where when it first starts showing the white sparks, that's when you've run out of time. So maybe you get to notice on the replay right here when SK Rossi takes them off, right after he starts it, the sparks coming off. So with only 12 milliseconds to spare, SK Rossi gets the defuse and keeps me safe in my belief that I know when the spike is about to blow up. But right now with that round, Global Esports, they pick up the lead, and with the lead, they are looking very comfortable coming into this round because not only do they have the eco advantage, but once again they can play a similar setup, play on the retake because they've got that Rolling Thunder online now. The lockdown was invested the last time around. Once again, that same B main Sova drone default to get them that B main control, but this time Kappa on the judge. This is not going to be something XO expecting.
Exactly as you did mention, Kappa on the judge. This is not what they're going to be expecting. And yes, Kappa just straight up firing on. He gets himself those frags, and look at that beautiful placement of Shock Dart. And within a blink of an eye, entire EXO just getting wiped out. And yep, this was the final round of the first half. And now finally we're moving in the second half. That means Global Esports will be on the attacking side, and the entire last of EXO will be on defending. And let's see what EXO is able to pull off now.
Down B.
Hellranger at the end be like, hey guys, I'm tired of giving pep talks outside of the game, so I'm just gonna let rip the breach. Rolling Thunder be like, let's go, and that's your pep talk for this first half. Now just please go and kill them in the second half. Global Esports though doing beautifully, where EXO rallied back. Their understanding was, hey, Global Esports keep taking A main and B main control, so what is the natural response you expect from Global? They switch up their presence towards mid, but they do that only for a couple of rounds. They instantly go back to their A main B main because I think they start realizing that as soon as EXO notice that they're shifting their presence to mid, they will try to attack A main B main again, and they take that control with the default they've done throughout most of the rounds, that drone coming through with the B main. But what they do, instead of pushing forward, they set up a contact swing where the bait in that B main player, the Killjoy, causing a lot of issues, therefore meaning all the attention towards B main. Nobody is checking the immediate narrow angle that Kappa was holding down with the judge. Got 2 kills for himself, and after that the utility just rained down to mow down EXO and get GE into the second half with the lead. Breach, Sova, Jet with the lead on the attacking side. I have to say, this is starting to look very, very scary for Team EXO.
Yeah, this is definitely starting to look very, very scary, and I personally don't really want it to be a 3-0. No, I want the show to be continuing on. You know what kind of person I am, right? I do want the show to be actually, you know, maximum entertainment. I want the viewers as well to be entertained as much as possible. So, yeah, I definitely do not want a clean sweep here. So I'm expecting the lads of EXO to actually pick the pace up on the map of Ascent. So far, they're trying their best to do so, and yep, they're successfully able to do so as well, but trades are happening back and forth. Global Esports as well, replying fire to fire. This is what I really like to see. And look at that, Excali now decides to back off. That's quite a great decision. It's a 4-4 situation. 75 is the scoreline. Global Esports do have an edge over the lads of EXO. Something needs to be made happen by the lads of Excali here. So I don't really know what Excali has in his mind. He's just trying to play the situation out a little safe and sound. But you can see on the catwalk, you also do see Rossi just holding on. And now again, it seems like a little fake rotation was given away, but no, instead, they're already going to be rotating all the way back onto the B side, and Rossi's there on the catwalk. That means it's his priority. It's his job to actually try and create as much as ruckus as possible on the A side.
And they make the mid-round rotation a little early. Normally, you would expect it around 45 seconds, but this time they make it around a minute so that even if this B approach fails here, they can go back on Rossi and fast rotate through mid and get to A. But right now, they're fully committing onto this side. They picked up the alt-top, but look at this. This is what I was talking about. They make that early rotation in the mid-round because now, as soon as they sense that the presence has been rotated from the defenders back into B, Rossi moves forward, starts lurking aggressively, picks up this first kill to deny the rotations, and Global Esports comes back. Oh my god, the lead from Global Esports are on another level altogether. They're spinning EXO around like a fiddle. They're playing with them like they're a yo-yo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're spinning them like a fidget spinner. It's kind of like a 5-headed play being made from the side of Global Esports. They're just so good when it even comes to that tactical approach. At the same time, that aggressive approach in the game. They do have a little aggressive nature, but hey, converting that aggressive nature into tactical, this is what something Global really is good at doing inside the game. Skills, though, unfortunately getting dinked up, but it doesn't matter. Hellranger and Kappa are there to kind of support him from the back lines, stepping it up and getting the second half first pistol round in their hands. That means the the following up round will also be in their hand. This should give them a decent amount of lit, and also at the same time, this should give them a massive sigh of relief because now the close calls were being made from the side of EXO. They're not really going to be happening anymore.
Player remaining.
I mean, on one hand, I want to say it's so easy to read GE because as soon as I saw them making that rotation around the minute mark, I was like, these guys are not going to commit to B unless they get free kills. They're just going to end up coming back to A. But at the same time, I want to say I get to see everything on the screen, so I know how hard it is for EXO to actually predict GE because this is a team that has everything calculated. Trying to predict a team like that, even though you know what they're going to do, you're always going to be a second late, and GE will bounce on that second. They will capitalize on their benefits and pull through. But look at this. Right now, it's EXO with the right lead. All 5 members stacked up onto A for both of the teams as GE tried to set up and execute, and EXO tried to pull up 50.
That was a great dink onto Rossi's skill there, and yep, instantly kind of passes the Phantom over to the guy who's looking good, who's feeling himself, who's kind of on full HP. That's such a mature decision coming out from the side of GE. Now, Rossi again is left all the way back in the wineries, and a fake sound has been given away to make sure, or at least they're making them think that they have rotated, but yep, this is absolutely huge, as you did mention. Excali probably going back, and yep, he retrieved the gun in his hand. Now Excali does have a Spectre. This is where he might just be able to strike in and save the day for his teammates, but wasn't really able to convert it in the second one. Kappa is going to be the one to actually make the trade zapping back and forth. They also do get a free entrance side to side. I'm expecting the spike should be going down. Yep, 30 seconds left in the clock. Spike is going down as well. It's a 2-on-4 situation. Now, again, EXO is looking quite decent because they do have a man advantage. On the other hand, Global Esports, the way they have positioned themselves, look at Lightning Fast's position. If he manages to wrap all the way around from heaven, all the way to the flank lines, that's a great shot from Psy Dreams. But okay, Psy, stepping it up this time, stepping the pace up. You can already witness so much confidence that is being shown from the side of EXO on the map of Ascent.
This thrifty is all credit to the IGL of Team EXO. The read was perfect from them. Expecting an aggressive A setup by the side of Team Global Esports because that's usually what GE do in rounds where they won the pistol and they assume they have the weapons advantage. Because of that, they try to stack up and get that round over quick so that they can play on a bonus immediately after and minimize the loss of weapons by going together. But GE themselves right now, they're not going to give up. They're going for a forced buy here. 5 Spectres and Light Shields versus effectively a full buy from EXO because they've got all heavy shields and a couple players on the Phantoms even. GE risking a lot on this particular buy because if they lose this round, then EXO get a free ride to even Stevens on the scoreline.
That's a great shot though, but Psydream's not really able to find the second one. Unfortunately, the entrance has already been found. Look at this aggression being shown from Rossi. Trying to flick around, but unfortunately he's not really going to be able to connect the flick. So Excali is going to be the one to convert that or make that kill happen. Ghost stepping himself up as well, making those kills happen back and forth. That's a great... Yep, look at Astro saying too easy. And EXO, it seems like they're able to stop the momentum being shown from the side of Global Esports flawlessly up till now. They're doing a great job keeping the lads of Global Esports on their toe in the second half. And yep, they finally make it happen again. Excali coming in huge this time.
Yeah, EXO really starting to step up the pace. They're not only are they winning the rounds, but they're winning the rounds with minimal damage done to them. So their eco is building up, and that means that Ghost will get his hands on an operator. If not in this immediate round, the round after that where GE are going to have the buy. This round, GE just likely to go on the eco where they have a couple of sheriffs for themselves, and EXO therefore a free opportunity to make it even Stevens on the scoreline. Sai has even picked himself up in Odin, trying to get that early poke damage in towards B main.
Yeah, you can already do see that. As you did mention, that poke damage coming in through. He's spamming the walls. He's trying his best to connect as much of spam as possible. But unfortunately, there was no one peeking out on the B main because Global Esports is just trying to play this moment out, trying to play the situation out as safe as possible. Oh my God, Rossi, too crisp, bro. Too crisp. But unfortunately, okay. Oh my God, Gops single-handedly shutting down entire push coming in on the short side. And look at that. I mean, Catwalk's area pretty much is now controlled by the lads of XL. Yep, getting another one. And I'm expecting him to go for an ace. And yep, this is what he's going to be going for. But instead, Skills isn't really willing to do so. Look back, Cops. Please look back. Because the last man is right in the back lines. But still, Skills, unfortunately, he didn't really peek out in the right nick of time. So he wasn't really able to get that kill in his hands.
Blackhawk expecting an aggressive push down. Amen. Just sets up that smoke so he can look back towards
Oh
the
my God.
A-shot angle. But Skills is ready. Finds that one
30
tap and
seconds
now
left.
will be not only able to get himself a gun but likely able to get the spike planted as well. Gonna set up the generator turret because he knows that the push, that's exactly where it's supposed to come from. Needs to pick up a weapon and that's exactly what it does. Now gonna molly off heaven and go for the plant. Doesn't even fake it though, and now because of the drone they have a ton of information. Skills, you needed to at least fake the plant there so they could push in earlier, but just assuming EXO will push in gets punished because EXO beautifully disciplined. They hold on, they understand they have time on their side, and because of that they pick up the round. Brought real close by GE's good start, but Hopes, Blackhawk, whatever you want to call him, doing brilliantly. Finds one easy, but then two more through the flash, making perfect use of that Spectre in that close range part.
Player standing.
Yeah, Go single-handedly just turning the tables in his team's favor. Skills tried his best to kind of turn the round in his favor, but he wasn't really able to do so. Look at that Odin span coming in through. Rossi getting tagged with that, and oh no, he's just getting spammed all the time, even through the smoke. Wimp did spot him, and he just worked around it. Yep, requires a fresh magazine. Wimp needs to fall back and reload. This is what he's going to be doing. So the B-side entrance has already been found. You all can already do see Held Ranger has made it in. He's also planting the spike. Spike has been planted 8-8. The scoreline's looking pretty equal. Kappa, though, I do like that he has his awareness in the game. He's making sure that the flank lines are clear. Look at that. There are two people moving in through flank. Are they going to be expecting Skills to be there? They do. The crosshair placement is perfect from the side of Ghost. But now do they expect Kappa to be there as well? Oh my God, Ghost. He's goated on sticks right now.
The Cosmic Divide is well coming down to shut off the Bota's angle for Lightning Fast, holding on for dear life in this switch. Cubby finds one and the flick is perfect onto Ghost, buying a lot of time for Hellranger to go up on the rotate. Now on the stairs, he'll find Gope jumping down, but is not able to track to perfection. Doesn't find the kills, but has bought enough time. 1 second was all they needed, and Hellranger and Lightning Fast working in perfect synchronization to make it happen. Let's have a look at the game face moment because there's so much to break down. Like Skills' flank is key because that buys a lot of time, while Hellranger is using the aftershock towards the defender's side spawn connected to delay. While he's doing that, Lightning Fast holds his position, and then Hellranger backs up, and Lightning Fast, the second kill especially on that defender's side spawn area was key. Because of that, Hellranger gets to push up into stairs, play along that lines, force both of those players to deal with him first before they even think about defusing, and that buys them enough time to find the clutch, to find the win and the lead here in this map. Now, with 4 ultimates on the table, they know that there's no Hunter's Fury for Wimp. They're just going to set up that lockdown and waltz in for free into this B-side.
Yeah, as you did mention, they do realize that there's no Hunter's Fury left. Oh no, Ghost missing that crucial shot. Oh, that shot could have been game-changing. But unfortunately, Rossi's just, he just keeps on moving all the time. He did not expect Rossi to already be on the side. Rossi just creating such an astonishing factor in the game. Always just too quick on his feet. Oh, getting tagged through the wall there. The Cosmic Divide being utilized. This is absolutely perfect. I do like this Cosmic Divide as well. But on the other hand now, look at this. Oh, Rolling Thunder also being used. Oh my God, no! What is going on? Look at that. Side Dreams now finally back to his senses. But again, I mean, he is also sticking it with Ghost. So Ghost is just kind of chilling around. He wants to make sure that he's at least finding that opening thread. That's a great last cannon being utilized. But oh no, Skills peeks out in the right nick of time. The last two guys, well, the call should be given here. Either go for the exit frags or just make sure you're saving your weapons.
I feel so bad for Excali, man. That Rolling Thunder literally pushed him out of the wall, and he's able to still track back a little bit to make sure the wall protects him, but SK Rossi chasing him down takes him out. That was a very funny interaction. Excali literally be like, bro, I'm just trying to play an FPS game. Something is randomly pushing me somewhere, and someone is randomly chasing me around. So something has zero control. Look at this. He still managed to able to get back, but he's stunned, and SK Rossi finds it easy to push in, take him out. And with that, double digits achieved for global esports. I kept talking about how much more stronger their attack is going to be. But so far, I will say the teams have been quite even. In this second half, it's a 3-3 scoreline. We started off at 7-5, and now we're at 10-8. So right now, even Stevens for both the teams in the second half. And as long as it keeps going that way, Global are happy because they will be able to maintain that 2-round difference for the win. So right now, they're taking a timeout to evaluate their approach. And I think a lot of this because of the fact that in the last few rounds, they've been relying on ultimates to help them get through. They now realize that without those key ultimates, they're going to have to go back to defaults. So the discussion here is going to be, what defaults are we going to inhabit? Where do we expect the aggressive push from Team XO? Because Team XO are sure to make the aggressive push happen. It's those rounds where they've got map control aggressively, proactively, is those rounds that they've won.
Tactical timeout was being taken from the side. Now, XO, they do realize that things are slipping out a little bit, you know, from their hands, and Global Esports have again gained a lead over them. So how are they going to be able to stop it, right? That's the main question that they're wondering here. And they also want to make sure that they're reading any kind of approach being taken. Ghost does have the operator yielded, but up till now, he isn't really able to find any kind of value with it. Since yesterday, Ghost really hasn't been able to step up. I don't know what's the reason behind it. What do you think so?
I think prime reason behind it is the team synergy itself, because XO is a very different team compared to Enigma, and I feel like Ghost hasn't been just settled into that style just yet. So I think maybe he can still make it count because the series is not over and neither is this map. Global Esports though, a very aggressive A-shot push in, only leaving Kappa for that A main hold. Bobs manages to find one before the door closes down though. But look at SK Rossi from A-shot into Garden. He's already in A heaven and he's picking up kill after kill. But Excali answering back, holding on to A main. And now it's really down to Ghost. Can this last step up on the time? Because Hellranger knows exactly when he's going to come through. The flashpoint is timed perfectly. And now the move from them has to be to just try to leave A site and chase down Ghost. But instead they're going to commit onto A. They're going to challenge Excali to pick them. And Excali will get taken down. The challenge won by GE.
Yeah, but look at the problematic factor here is that both of them are down low. So that means they will have to play off of each other's trades. If they're not really doing so, I don't know if it would be easy to get that round. But unfortunately, Ghost doesn't really check the common angle. And that angle, like, no matter what, like how common it is, like most of the times people forget to check it. Like, I don't know what it is about that angle.
Yeah. I mean, it's a headshot angle, right? You're rarely ever checking the narrow angle first, because if you're looking at the narrow angle when you're coming through on the retake from heaven, then you're exposed from generator, you're exposed from the switch door position, you're exposed from someone even playing right under that generator in that tiny cubby next to the hell area. So there's too many angles, therefore the standard angle to be checking is that wide sight angle, which allows the player on bottom to hold that headshot angle and pick up the free kill every single time. It's even in these interactions is these tiny mind games, and I feel like that's where whichever team wins the round is finding the edge. The IGLs are playing a huge role in their success now. A beautiful shock dart by Kappa tags Wimp out quite a bit and denies this B main proactive hold that they were trying to make happen. A lot of utility invested from GE though. 2 nano swarms and a shock dart, and Excali still able to pick up a kill in that A-shot area. Denies Global Esports an easy mid-B push, and now with the defenders having gone to portals, Global Esports are committing into their possible deaths.
Exactly. But you look at this now. I mean, both are kind of just stuck in the backside. Vimp is down so low as always. That was a great recon, but unfortunately he wasn't really able to reveal a lot of things. But I do like how they're playing off of each other. Headranger's down low. Oh no, he needs to make something happen as desperately as possible. Goes down low. Headranger's down low. Both of them are down low. Now look at this. They need to play off of each other's trades, and this is what they're doing. Kappa though, well, he's like, all right, I don't really need to play off of your trade. I'm just going to be single-handedly taking care of this kind of thing by myself. Now Kappa repositioning himself. That's a great recon, but unfortunately he wasn't really able to get the charge through. That means the spike has been planted. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. That means EXO, I'm hoping EXO will be able to take this round in their hands. Lockdown being popped in, concussion being utilized from the side of Hellranger. Mind games being kind of pulled off from both the sides, and look at this now. His side dream's going to be expecting him to be here. And Ranger, look at this aggressive angle being peeked out. But side dream's just too clever, too clever. That's a 5-head play right there. He did know he's going to be popping out to get that lockdown kind of out his way. But side dreams is there to kind of play off of it.
I mean, Sai just playing that beautifully. There's no other way to say it because it's just, again, down to the reads that these players have, right? EXO, as I was talking about, as soon as they understand that Excali has picked up a kill, both of the players in B wrap back all the way in the side. Now, GE does well to even get into the side, but the issue is the amount of resources and utility they use trying to get into the side. Not only is their health down low, but so is their positioning. Their positioning completely off guard because in that entire time when they were taking side, Sai was already ready to punish them when they would try to get into the post-map position, isolated them and able to pick off the round. Look at this, Excali just locking on heads with that Elder Flame Dragon. It just looks so clean, so satisfying.
Yeah, as you did mention, it just looked so clean and so satisfying there. Wow, I mean, he did know he's probably going to be pulled, so he pre-aimed that corner, he pre-aimed that angle, and just peeked out, and the crosshair was right on his head. But oh, Gopes, I don't know if this is good. He's lucky that he hasn't been spotted. Oh, he has a key positioning here. He has a key positioning, and he might just make a lot of things happen. Yes, he does, but unfortunately now, he wasn't really able to get any kills off of that. And look at Lightning Fast, he has a great angle being held. Ghost did not expect that. Global Esports is just playing off of a sure defense here. They're trying to play off so passive, even though they're playing on attackers, and they do know somewhere downline EXO is trying to push them as much as possible. They're trying to be aggressive, and this is what they're punishing.
A lot of presence being shown by Global in this B side, but it's really confusing given their positions because they're still trying to mark 3A aggression with Kappa left far behind, so they're not committing to a side just yet, but they are running out of time. Their primary member in Lightning Fast, since he's run out of utility, he's turned effectively into a duelist. No more stars left, which means Astra can go duelist mode and just keep looking for the fights. He's doing that, causing a ton of chaos. Now with the Cosmic Divide set up too, they should not expect an A push, but Sai is beautifully disciplined, still holding on to side, does not reveal his position till the last moment, finds Kappa, and because of this, there's not nearly enough time. Lightning Fast's heroics are irrelevant because Hellranger is scared, but Sai, you did not need to peek there.
Yeah.
Should have expected a fake flaunt, but
Match point.
peeks there and gives Hellranger a clean round picked up. Hellranger expecting Sai to peek there, and a crucial mistake where he's did everything right in that round. The discipline from Sai was amazing, but that peak just, and Lightning Fast's heroics, of course, like, I really like the fact, because in general, when you look back, Lightning Fast was a duelist when he started out his career in Valorant. So as soon as the stars are gone for Astra, he's like, okay, back to my roots.
12-9 is the scoreline for now. Again, I mean, unfortunately, EXO score isn't really looking that great for on their side. Rossi does have Blade Storm available. I'm expecting him to just pop that and straight up just dash in the side. Yep, Rolling Thunder being utilized, and as I did mention, he's going to be dashing in, but unfortunately, he didn't really use that Blade Storm, which is fine. Probably save it for the upcoming round, but Global Esports, they only need one more round to secure this, to back this map in their back. And Hellraiser, at least he got the trades out, right? Now the man advantage is kind of even Steven, so they're looking quite great. A little bit of, again, mind games being played. They decided to rotate back in high mid, and now this is where Global Esports slowly and steadily making their mark towards Catwalk.
This push is not known in terms of information, but EXO, the predictions are good. They always have the right reads, and this read is going to be used. Excali needed to instantly dismiss, but he does not, and Hellranger finds the trade. Now Sai going for the peak using the chaos of the Hunter's Fury, does not find the kill, while Wimp does find one. If Sai was able to find a kill there, then the retake would have been easy for EXO.
30 seconds left.
It's 2v2. EXO have the health advantage. They should have a util advantage as well because Lightning Fast has run out of stars. I expect the Sova for EXO. Wimp should be getting his recon bolt online pretty soon, but instead they're just going to reveal all of their presence towards door and push in. And I think G are potentially overreading this. They're expecting someone else to be here, but EXO are already in the site. They control the heaven sightline, and Ghost is holding on. He's finding one. He will not find the second because Lightning Fast with a perfect trade. Now Wimp needs to play the mind games. Goes for the defuse, but Lightning Fast jump on the generator. Stealing for dear life. Will pick up the round. This madman, this consistent madman from Global Esports. Lightning Fast is a beast. You can even see the shock in SK Rossi's face. He just like, wait, I need to recreate this. Thank you, production, for that. Like, I need to recreate. He was literally like, huh? His face was like, huh? And he was like, okay, nice. Like, what just happened?
Yeah, exactly. Even he did not expect him to actually clutch that round out because Lightning Fast was down low and he still manages to do so. Completely kind of unexpected angle being created from his side. And even, I mean, what a way to close out the round, right? I mean, 2-0 already. And Global Esports, even the map of Ascent was close, but still, in the end, they start gaining momentum over XO. And in the end, they just come out on top again. I don't really know what to expect in the upcoming map because I mean, the way they have started off, they're looking quite great. And the next map is going to be the pick of Icebox, which is being made by the side of Global Esports. So, again, Global Esports pick, we do know what happened in the first map of Heaven. They completely stomped over EXO. And again, now a Global Esports pick on the map of Icebox. One thing we definitely know, maybe we are going to be seeing a Sky being pulled out. But one thing we for sure know, Viper, we're going to be seeing them in action. And Lightning Fast is going to be the one to use it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out on Icebox because Global Esports know that Excali is going to play the Reyna and they understand how to counter that. But before we get into that Pandora's box, let's come back to Ascent because there's plenty to talk about this map itself. I think for me, the standout point across both teams was the IGLing. It was phenomenal, but Hellranger, you know how consistent he is. He is able to come out on top. Of course, with a little help from me, who is the MVP of this map, is Lightning Fast. The clutches he was able to pull out, the chaos he is able to create after he's run out of utility, right, on the stars. The fact that he's confident enough to continuously push in, take the aggressive peaks, understanding that his agent's value when his stars are gone is the same as any other duelist. His body is meant for sacrificing as his team gains the side, but he's like, nah, let me change up the rules. I ain't going to be no sacrifice. Finds the kill every single time and finds the round. So for me, Lightning Fast really stepping up in this map, but like props to be given to both Hellranger as well as the IGL for EXO. I know it's usually Wimp, but sometimes Sai chimes in with the reads as well. So you can see that team has the right mindset, and I just want to see that mindset leading to better execution because they have all the right ideas.
Exactly, and now, as you did mention, sometimes it's Wimp and sometimes it's Sai as well. So kind of the pressure is being equally distributed between two guys, you know? So IGL doesn't really have a lot of pressures. That's a good side for EXO. But again, on the other hand, I mean, they're trying their best. I gotta say, they did step up quite a lot. We did see a lot of confidence from their side, but getting back to the Lightning Fast convert that we were having, he has to be so consistent, right? Even though he plays that controller role in their squad, but he's still so consistent in general. Even yesterday, I mean, when his team was kind of getting shut down, he was the one to step it up. You know, he was the one to actually get G back on track. And Lightning Fast is just so good when his team is kind of shut down. When he feels like, okay, his team is like not really able to do that great, Lightning Fast just chimes in and tries to fill in the roles.
Exactly, and that's why I find him to be one of like I would say easily top 5 players in India as a whole, not on a team specifically, but in general, because he's so versatile and so consistent at the same time. But as you can expect, it's SK Rossi topping the shots with 6 first bloods and 19 kills, but the MVP of the match is actually Excali, and a lot of that I feel like came through on the defensive side unexpectedly for me, because Excali was much more confident on the defense, where he was continuously going for those aggressive A main or B main peaks and finding those kills. I still remember the one with the Elder Flame Vandal where he just wide swung out onto A main, was trying to make his way onto binary, but as soon as he saw a player, locks onto the head, gets that instant tap.
Yeah, exactly. And as you did mention, I mean, that pull was perfect, right? And Excali did realize that, okay, the pull is there. So he pre-aimed that spot, peeked out, just tapped it, and then instantly dismissed out of that position. But yeah, I mean, take a look at the stats of the previous map. I mean, Excali, got to say, he stepped up quite a lot. Same thing goes with Gopes. But in the end, again, Ghost didn't really step up, Wimp didn't really step up, and that's why I feel like, I mean, the contribution was really being shown less. But on the other hand, I mean, look at this. Hellranger stepped up huge from the side of Global Esports, Lightning Fast as well, Rossi as well. On the other hand, skills, we do know this man is capable of a lot of things. Back in the time, he used to be the controller main, but now if you have a man like Lightning Fast in the squad, why do you need to be?
Definitely. I mean, what I want to see though in this next map, I swear you guys are the only team that can pull it out. I'm going to state it now itself. It's not going to happen, but I will make my wish known nevertheless. It's the perfect map for a KO playing against a double duelist composition, because they only have the Viper on the post plant, and a KO just ruins their map completely. Trying to play on the attack, because even if you set up a perfect knife early where Excali wants to do the leer and come in, he can't leer, he can't dismiss, he can't heal, you know. So a KO, it could be really good, but I know for certain it's not going to happen. But hey, if you think it might and you want to find out, make sure you stick around, because for now, we're going to take a small break and be right back with you with map 3 of these grand finals.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Go. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on. The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Go. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Valorant Conquerors Championship, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming, with Gillette as our grooming partner and Talk Esports as our digital publication partner. My name is Thea, and joining me is Necro as we try to make sense of what is going on right now in this best of 5 series, because we expected GE to be hungry, Necro, but GE looks like they've been starving. They're demolishing EXO, and while EXO did play way better on Ascent than they did on Haven, it hasn't been enough so far. So now the question is, as they go on to the cold, grueling map that is Icebox, will they be able to find the heat to boost themselves up?
The chances are pretty low, honestly saying the chances are really low because look, I mean, look, we all do know it's a global esports pick. We never know. Yeah, maybe EXO might just strike back, but it's a global esports pick. So, and we did see yesterday in a global esports just single-handedly dominating T69 on the map of Icebox as well. So, I mean, EXO, I don't really know what to expect going in through because if we see a Sky being pulled down by Hell Ranger from the squad of from global esports, that would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, but I don't think that's going to happen. If he is going to play an initiator, it will definitely be KO, I think, rather than Breach or Sky, because Breach is not that great on Icebox, and Sky is not really around the style that Global Esports like to play, where she's much better when you're an aggressive team like Team X2 and not like Global Esports, where you're the calculated team. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're just going to end up playing the Sage KJ Viper combination because they're so damn good with it, and because that composition, while it is readable for Team XO because they beat that exact composition yesterday, the issue is that, like, in general, that composition does have a lot more options as compared to XO. Now, what EXO have, and this is a big plus point, is that Excali was the match MVP despite their loss in Map 2, and he's going to be the biggest change in their composition with respect to meta composition coming into Icebox. He's going to be the Reyna to cap off the double duelist for EXO, and we saw him perform remarkably well in the map yesterday in the semi-finals. So I want to see if he can carry that momentum, really sort of put the team's morale on his shoulders and be like, I got you guys, because we all know a rising tide lifts all boats. We'll see if Excali can be that rising tide.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he can definitely be the rising tide without a doubt, because on the other hand, we definitely do know from the side of global esports, it's lightning fast on SK Rossi, but usually it's lightning fast. But look at this. I mean, expected, but Kappa, is he actually?
Nah, he's not.
He's just playing. Trolling. He's literally just trolling. Yeah, Wait, I mean, if that would have been from his side, and again, Sai playing Soa. Okay.
Necro? Excali locked in race. Huh? Yeah, I think Necro's reaction just perfectly describes. I have my thinking face on, and I'm like, what is this? Okay, so if you try to break it down objectively, what the Raze offers as compared to the Reyna is just the pure pace in which you can execute onto a site. The double satchels to get you that verticality. You don't have to rely primarily on Ghost. But what it doesn't offer is flashes, healing, a lot of the things that Excali relied on in his matchup yesterday. And it's way more expensive than Arena. Like, every round, your utility usage has to be picture perfect. So Excali right now making a huge gamble happen. I like it because it shows that he's still extremely confident, but we have to see if it is going to pan out. Lightning Fast just baiting us. He's going to lock in the Sage, guys. Don't you worry.
Yeah, probably will do. Yep, in the end seconds, in the end moments. And I do feel like going inside the map of Icebox, we already do see high morals, high kind of boost coming in from the side of Global Esports. I'm expecting them to have a really high ego as well, because we might just see some mistakes being made from their side, because in the past we have seen Global do same things against T69 on the map of Bind. I mean, a lot of mistakes were being made from the side of Global. But again, I mean, it just really comes down if EXO is actually able to compromise on it, if they're actually able to kind of capitalize on it. If they are, then they do have a massive opportunity. But on the other hand, even if Global are making those individual peaks happen, they're really good when it comes to that mechanical aim and mechanical skill in general. So it just really comes down to if Global Esports are feeling themselves, if they're feeling their aim, if they're completely cracked out.
Oh my god, I'm so hyped, Necro. You know how hyped I am? I'm literally sitting on the edge of my seat because I know this one is going to be a banger one way or another. Excali just upping up the tempo, bringing in this pick of Raze on Icebox. This is one of the older metas on Icebox when you had the Jet Raze and you just press the W key because no one knew how you actually play on the map. So you're like W and hope our aim works. And I guess maybe EXO trying to do that, maybe not. They actually have a plan. We'll see how it ends up functioning out, because it's going to be, once again, Team EXO starting on the attacking side. A lot of presence being shown in that B-long area, forcing a lot of utility to be committed from Global Esports. They committed both of their shock darts. So now EXO just going to take that trade advantage, back up, reset themselves, and try to take mid control.
EXO, I mean, they do seem quite aggressive, at least up till now. They have managed to do kind of a lot of... managed to make a lot of sound happen. A lot of ruckus has already been created from their side. Shock darts being utilized. to flush anyone out of that Rafters position, but Hair Ranger is just playing it out really safe. Spots one out to be that aggressive, but unfortunately wasn't really able to get the trade off. But yep, Ghost is going to be the man to actually seal the deal on Hair Ranger. Now XO, well, they do have the entire side control. At the same time, look at how Global Esport is approaching onto this side, right? Like, they're completely separated out. They're trying to approach the side. Okay, no, finally, they are going to be flooding it through the seats, the defending side. And look at this, Rossi is going to be the man to actually take the first approach, to take the first peek, but he's getting scanned by that recon dart. And as I expected, yes, he's going to get straight up slapped in. It's a 2-on-3 situation. Kappa as well moving in. He's being really aggressive, but unfortunately, both of them get double peeked. And Side Dreams and Wimp will be sealing the deal. And already off to a great start off the first round. Hey, we might just see XO domination back again. I mean, not domination, but again, I feel like this could be a really close game.
I think it's a little too early to decide, but I definitely agree that EXO off to a brilliant start, and it's the start that really matters because again, the topic comes back that they're a much better team on attack, and the thing they rely on defense is a lot of the operator win condition. And since Ghost hasn't been performing greatly so far in this series, it's not something you want to count on. If it happens, then amazing, but if you counter it and your attacking doesn't go great, then you might find yourself in a lose-lose position. So let's see if EXO are able to continue onto the momentum, because I really like the approach. They caused a lot of ruckus in B-Long. They took mid control while slowly pushing into A, so therefore they had a pincer going on and they're able to get the side pretty easily. You can see this time they know that they have the weapons advantage. They're just going to immediately set up the A Viper wall and go for that hard execute down A. But since they don't have the lure, as you can see, they're a lot more cautious about their approach. They have to clear out each angle one by one, then get into the side. And this allows the time for Lightning Fast to come through on the lurk in the backstab. He's been spotted out, but can he find a kill?
Okay, finally Ghost is stepping up in the map of Icebox. This is what I've definitely noticed, that now Ghost has a lot of confidence. And this is where something it was really missing yesterday and even today in some matches. But finally, if Ghost is back up, then we can expect some insane plays being made from his side. But EXO, again, they're trying to play the situation out as safe as possible, because look at this. EXO, oh, that's a great peek. As I did mention, Ghost, it seems like, oh, he's back on track, baby. Ghost is back on track, and we do know what really does happen when he starts feeling himself. Instantly trading the guns off. He does realize he's down low, so he will be passing the gun on to Wimp. And now Wimp is the one who is actually getting protected by Ghost. Slowly, steadily, they're trying to make it inside the site. Excali is there to back them up. Both of them are quite down low, but a lot of the breathing space has already been given to the lads of Global Esports. Kappa did try to make something happen with Ghost. Yep, he's just too aware. Finally getting healed back up by Wimp. This should be given a little bit of safety cushion to Ghost.
Last player standing.
Hopes will find one, and Side Dreams picking up a Lightning Fast on the lurk will mean a flawless round picked up for Team EXO. And I really have to applaud Ghost for this tiny thing in the fact that his jet is so much more calmer than other jets, where normally when you see a jet having picked up a double, he's not going to actually calm himself down and think, oh wait, I only have 20 HP, I should drop the more expensive gun to my team to make sure the opponents don't get it. Because most jets, when they've got two kills like that, it's like, oh my god, I am on fire, go, 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 go. There is no calm whatsoever, you know, it's just hyperactivity as the hype builds up. It goes, he's a 17-year-old kid, but he's still so damn calm. The maturity is shown in his gameplay itself, and I love that about him, because it means that he's only got upwards to keep climbing as he gets older and older. So you can expect a lot of things from that player, but really nice to see, as you mentioned, him starting to step up himself now. The boombot will reveal Excali is right there, and the shots missing his head will mean Excali is happy. He's going to back up, give his team the info as they try to take B-Long.
Oh, misses the first shot. That was a crucial one as well. As you did mention, Ghost just being so calm and composed. And calm and composed gameplay is really important in a pro play. Ghost deciding to back off. Excali, though, with the trade happening on the Kappa. That's a massive man being shut down. Soa not really on the map anymore. That means you cannot rely on that Soa info anymore. You will have to make those individual aim plays happen at the same time. Rely heavily on your controller. Look at this. Viper walls up. Global Esports trying their best to hold him on bay, but that's not really going to be the case this time. Gopes again stepping up. On the other hand, Excali is there to kind of follow things up back and forth. Rossi, the last man alive. It's a 1-on-4 situation. It's still, look at this man. The confidence is on another level. We're already starting the fray off on a good note. I mean, he did find himself quite a great frag there. They should boost his morals up without a doubt. Oh, is he going to be sticking it? I feel like he's going to be going for it. Yep, he's sticking it. No, he actually made it up till half, but does he know there's someone wrapping up all the way from the back lines? Rossi, no! Looks away in the nick of time, but still he would be a little safe. Side Dreams with a great shock dart, and then to follow it up with the Phantom.
Oh boy, a little too intense for my liking, but EXO managed to stay consistent and pull it off. I think the key factor about this, if you look right here on the minimap too, which got changed, but the point I was trying to make is that EXO are not rushing themselves. The biggest fear I had when they locked in the Raze was that they might get a little too fast for their own taste and therefore might end up damaging their comms, but they're still the same level of tacticality we've seen from them before. They understand when they need to make their move, they clear out corner by corner patiently, and then they get in. But look at this, the eco for GE, it's that Sheriff eco, baby, and you know it can flip around at any moment. Two beautiful kills picked up for Global Esports, and they'll be having the man advantage going into the best.
Exactly, the man advantage being picked up this early off. Global Esports with those skull-cracking shots with the Sheriff. Oh yeah, exactly, as you did say. Oh no, you don't really like the approach being taken from the side of Skills. He needs to wait till the wall goes down, and yep, finally he waited it out. Gopes though, again, I mean, he just has a lot of confidence being shown, and fortunately, he decides to back off in the right nick of time. Side Dreams is making a lot of work happen, but now Global Esports, well, it seems like, again, they do have the man advantage, but slowly, steadily, yep, the man advantage has now been evened out. EXO, it's a 3-on-3 situation, and unfortunately, the Soa is down low as well. Wimp, pretty much doing a lot of work at the same time, but yeah, considering the fact that this was only an eco, they have managed to deal quite a lot of damage. The Viper does have a Viper pit, but yeah, I mean, utilizing it at this point in time isn't really going to be the best decision he can make. And yep, Attackers won, getting another round back-to-back. EXO off to a flying start.
Flying start indeed. EXO is starting to demolish GE with respect to how they're actually playing the map. Even though GE get these opening 2 kills, they don't actually get the territory, which means they can't actually recover the weapons. You see SK Rossi on the flank has one, but he gets instantly shut down because EXO have the read. They understand what GE is likely to do, and they play beautifully along B long and B yellow control, understanding that because it's a 3v5 on the map, they don't need more space. They keep themselves compact and they keep themselves ready to trade off each other, understanding they still have that weapons advantage. Now, Rossi, first 2 maps didn't get to op too much, but now he's finally got that op in his hands. Was set up for the initial A main peak, but now backing up down, expecting Excali to come onto the fights, and Rossi has the right read, but the shot a second too early makes that pain shell come out to clear his angle, and Rossi has to dash out. A worthy trade for Excali, but he's like, nah, that's not enough. Picks up lightning fast as well, making that race pick just so much, so valuable, able to clear out SK Rossi's corner and get a kill.
I mean, already coming in through inside the map of Icebox with the Raze was a risky choice, but as you did mention, Excali is able to make it worth, and up till now, he has been doing quite a phenomenal job utilizing that Raze. Now, keep this in mind, they also do have a Viper's Pit available, they also do have a Resurrection and a Blaze Storm from Ghost. But now, I feel like utilizing the Viper's Pit to actually get the side control, that can be one of the best decisions you can make. Rossi missing that critical shot, people have to dash away. No, is he going to be going for those crucial plays? But hey, Ghost is going to be the man to actually get a lot of map control and also retrieving the operator back in his hands. Unfortunately, that Viper's Pit is going to be blocking complete vision. That means Ghost will now have to play pretty safe. And look at that. Ghost being detained. A lot of players have been detained. Skills is trying to play off of him. And oh my god, what's going on, Skills? Just swiping up the crowd. I mean, a lot of players were detained, as I did mention. Side Dreams now, he has a lot of burden on his shoulders. One last man alive. It's a 1-on-2 situation. And yep, the other man sticks it. On the other hand, Eldranger is going to be the one to take care of Sai.
Yeah, really nice lockdown by Global Esports, and they get that lockdown there in such early time because they're already ready for the retake. If you notice here in the game phase moment, as EXO is pushing onto side, the lockdown setup in screens, like Skill's able to buy so much time with his util, meaning that they can't actually get out of the lockdown because they commit to the plant, and because of that, 3 players retain Ghost in the edges of the lockdown. The Sage stuck in the Viper's Pit itself, and another player under pipes, meaning Global Esports just walk in and they're like, head, yeah. You have no guns. And we finally open up the board with a round for ourselves. Now, I really like this timeout from Team EXO. They acknowledge that while Global Esports have won a round, the momentum, I feel like, still in the favor of Team EXO if they're able to deny Global Esports back-to-back rounds. So they take this timeout here to understand how they need to proceed. And I think what I really want to see from them is just a hard and fast execute. Like, especially since the lockdown was invested from GE, retakes are generally harder for global esports. And since GE have the Viper Spit, they're likely to shut down one site with the Viper Spit. So if you get lucky on the site you're executing and the Viper isn't there, then it's a free site.
Exactly. Now, I really feel like this tactical timeout was being made to understand what exactly happened in that previous round. Going in through, 4-1 is the scoreline. As you did mention, the kind of winds are flowing in the direction of EXO. But Global Esport is doing a great job. I mean, with that one single round, I feel like they have managed to stop a lot of momentum from the side of EXO. But again, we still don't know. They just have opened up their kind of fragging. They just have opened up their account with only one round in their hands. We still can't really prove off of anything from that. But Ghost, wow, I mean, that's a great kind of headshot angle being created from his side. Rossi already being shut down. This should be a massive sigh of relief.
You know what the funny thing is? Ghost got shot down from that exact angle by Badman yesterday on Icebox, and Ghost was like, okay, I understand. Thank you, Badman, still helping me, even though we're no longer on the same team. Uses the same angle to now punish SK Rossi, because that angle covers the tube push that SK Rossi was doing, but also covers the under tube or peak. So it denies two of those peaks at the same time, and Ghost able to deny SK Rossi his impact. Now, as I was talking about, I wanted to see a 5-stack rush. They acknowledge that the Viper Split is set up in B, so they go towards the other side, trying to make this aggressive A-side execute happen. They've got pipes control, and now they're contesting for Sandwich with this jet moving in, so they need to try and make sure that this pipes isn't denied, because look at the minimap, the Viper for the side of Team EXO on a massive lurk.
Heavy stack coming in through on the A
30
side.
seconds left.
From the side of EXO, but look at that. Viper's lurking around. Oh, she has a massive flank angle being created. No one's expecting her to be there, but it doesn't matter. I mean, her flank angle, yeah, it was being created. Look at Lightning Fast is trying his best to strike in, but the showstopper being
Spike
utilized.
down
He is
A.
able to take down two, but hey, it's a 1-on-3 situation now, and a lot of burden is on the Heavy Ranger's shoulder. But yep, instead now decides to kind of save because he got tagged up quite heavy. He's down to 62 HP, and saving is probably the best decision he can make at this point in time, and this is what he's trying to do. Saving now. And to understand, I mean, that was a really good execute coming in from the side of EXO. Yeah, even though they did manage to lose 2 players, as long as they're making those trades happen, that's what really is important.
Yeah, exactly. And given the style EXO are playing right now, what GE need to try and understand is that they can't play anchor setups on both sides, because for a comp like Team EXO, what is extremely valuable is space. If you give them space to set up the Raze and the Jet, it allows them to be a lot more coordinated in their executes as compared to, for example, in that round itself, imagine if EXO were never able to actually take pipes control. If the simple pipes being denied for a Ghost would mean that he would have to rush in through sight, through choke points, and be vulnerable to GE's crossfire. But because they get pipes control so easily, they have aggression coming in from the bottom in Excali and from the top in Ghost. So Ghost attracts all of this pressure while Excali goes completely unchecked, and they're able to get into the site one way or another. Both of these duelists, they're playing off each other wonderfully, and if GE want to contest that, they need to make the early aggression happen, force Ghost or Excali to invest their dashes and their satchels early, because then they can't get that fast execute without that dash or without those satchels.
Now, this was completely unexpected, right? A flying start on the side of EXO, the way they were getting dominated in the first and second map. On the map of Icebox, considering knowing the fact that it was the pick of Global Esports, my bad. And even they are getting dominated this hard, I did not expect. I mean, EXO, they have realized finally how Global Esports plays on the map of Icebox, and they are able to easily tackle them as well. So now Global Esports, they need to make something unique happen. They need to make some astonishing plays happen if they at least want their momentum back in the game.
Definitely. Look at this. The setup right now to try and counter the A aggression that EXO has shown, but while playing the anchor on B with the retake wall setup as well. EXO coming back to this B site. Taken long control, but their presence revealed by those shots, and now GE just need to hold on for yellow as long as possible. The one way to set up skills, and Hellranger trying to hold on to yellow. The smoke set up, Ghost is trying to go in, the aggressive push comes in, but the slow is perfect. Hellranger now, around yellow, he finds one kill, but the instant trade comes through. SK Rossi chiming in from Snowman though, with that Blaze Storm, combined with the Hunter's Fury, 2 players stacked down really low, and the time running out for Team EXO. They do not have the time or the angles to rotate back, so they're trying to commit onto this side, but Lightning Fast with the boost from himself, using that marshal to perfection, finds the headshot, and this is the end of this round for EXO. They can try to get a plant, but G is already ready.
Exactly, G is completely ready to, no matter what kind of circumstances are being put in forward them, they're pretty much ready to kind of counter each and every single move that is being made. And look at this. Oh, this plant wasn't really expected, but hey, it doesn't really matter. A thrifty round coming in from the side of Global Esports. And hey, I mean, I feel like this is going to be really massive because they've managed to retrieve those guns. At the same time, now their economy is pretty much looking quite good because they got the thrifty in their hands. That was a great Hunter's Fury. Props should be given. And this wall, I mean, perfect.
Yeah, and exactly. I feel like a lot of this is really down to just individual players. Hellranger playing around yellow so smartly, understood exactly how much time he had to go for the full wrap, and completely unexpected. Even though he gets traded 1-for-1, he doesn't actually give away any area because his team is already there to contest the yellow. And GE, you mentioned this. You wanted to see something big to pull back the momentum in their favor, but ain't nothing bigger than a random thrifty pulled out of nowhere. So the momentum definitely should be back. The mojo should be back to Global Esports. Let's see if EXO can shut it down. Nevertheless, SK Rossi, the aggression was there from Global Esports. They don't check all of their corners. Nevertheless, Lightning Fast is able to trade it out. Has his resurrection too, so EXO got to be very careful. They need to guard the body, and you can see the rally coming through. All the players grouping on A, making sure that space not given for the resurrection.
Exactly. Look at that. Oh, EXO, the resurrection is back on track. Wimp will get Excali back on his feet. It's a 1-on-4 situation now. Hellranger has a lot of kind of pressure on his shoulder. He's still going for it, though. He's still going for it. He's not going to be stopped with that one. But Ghost, I mean, as I did mention in the start as well, he's just looking so confident. He's just looking so confident in general. He's having a great time. And Ghost finally, I mean, the confidence is being shown from his side. As I did mention, if Ghost starts feeling himself, I mean, we're up for a show.
Yeah, definitely. 5-2. Right now, sorry, 6-2 right now for Team EXO, I believe. And they have this 4-round lead. It's huge for them because it's not even like their composition gets weaker going on to the defense. That's the biggest plus point for Excali's Raze, where way better than the Reyna on the defense because he has a lot more utility to deny a lot of things like play on the post-plant denial, to deny early control, even use the satchels to deny the plant. So Raze, the entire kit itself is very beneficial for EXO's defensive woes. Right now though, the drone being used to clear out A forces SK Rossi to dash out, so that's a decent bit of value gained for the drone combined with the actual information he's getting. But what they still don't know is that there is a 4-man stack from Global Esports on this A site. What we have seen from EXO, usually though, early aggression is not where they commit. So now you can see Excali picking up the spike, likely on the rotate towards the B side.
Resurrection is available on Lightning Fast, but a little bit of, I mean, unique switcheroo coming in. This time, Lightning Fast is going to be the one to use the operator, which is quite interesting. I do really want to see what kind of, you know, unique nature is going to be bringing in with that operator. He is kind of locked in and loaded, but finally they have, oh no, misses the shot again. I don't really like this, but look at this angle being created, misses the second shot, but he still has the resurrection available. He's going to be healing himself back up. His teammates are there to back him up, but Ghost, he's feeling himself, and look at that, Ghost! Oh wow, that was a great shot, gotta say that. Gotta give him the props. And EXO just completely strolling onto the side, casually strolling. They are easily able to take out each and every single player from Global Esports. And oh no, that all denied their own vision. And we also do see that lockdown being utilized. Skills coming in huge with that spray. Unfortunately, wasn't really able to catch Wimp off guard there. Wimp now is looking really great, but on the other hand, his position has been compromised. He's also being locked in that little corner, and Skills, well, he just plays off of it. A 4K coming in from Skills, and Skills coming in huge in that previous round.
Yeah, Skills really stepping up. Wimp almost pulled it back because the tag he got onto Hellranger had got him really down low too, so maybe if he played a bit more for time, he could have pulled it off. But nevertheless, for GE, this was not a full buy, so the fact that they pull off the win is absolutely humongous because you can see the adaptation. This time, we're using the late wall towards that ramps to deny the easy pressure that Team EXO have been continuously be able to get, but the huge play was from Skills, waiting till the last moment to completely reveal himself, able to deny the plant and make sure that the lockdown gets full value because now the plant having gone through, Wimp had to hightail himself and therefore reveal his position, and GE picked up a very easy round. The setup is not going to change, but SK Rossi's position is once again with the operator going for a very aggressive mid peak. This time using the operator himself, knows where the Sage is, and Box tries to get value off that, try to bait out Wimp, but he instead just delivers himself to his death. And Rossi be like, okay, thank you, Gobs. I'll pick up my original target on the way to find an easy double for myself.
Well, now, I mean, Global Esports already off to a flying start in this particular round. Rossi has already managed to find himself two. He finds third as well. Oh no, he's feeling himself. Oh no, you don't really want that. If you're in the shoes of EXO, you don't really want Rossi to actually feel himself. And this is what exactly is happening. I mean, yeah, you do see the Soa and the backlines, but yeah, he does realize now he's scared. He does not want to peek Rossi. And that's why Rossi as well is playing a little safe angle because he's down low. He's down to 56 HP only. He does realize a little bit of too overconfidence might just be punished, but look at this. Excali now is moving in forward. An off angle being held from Lightning Fast, and yes, that was a great angle. It's all down to Side Dreams now. He has a lot of burden on his shoulder. Is he going to be able to convert? Unfortunately, he's not going to, but Hellranger is going to be the one to take Side Dreams down.
Look, there's nothing to take away from EXO. They played very well on this map, but I am starting to get a bit of deja vu because I am starting to feel a little scared because we saw similar momentum from EXO in map 2 on Ascent where they started looking really strong, but the minute it looked like the lead was running away from GE, they clawed it back. They adapted perfectly and they shut EXO down. That map ended up with the first half ending at 7-5 to a lead for GE, and while that the lead can't happen, I feel like a 6-6 would be a win for Global Esports right now, because if EXO cannot capitalize on the momentum, capitalize on their win streak, and if this ends up being a 6-6, their morale is definitely going to go down. Now GE back to the same setups. This time SK Rossi playing B anchor, and Hellranger happy to leave him out to make sure the mid aggression is marked. A triple stack on this A side, the Sage KJ playing it as usual, earlier wall than usual on that A ramp area, but because of that, EXO isn't allowed to directly commit. And what I personally love about this entire approach is they're committing a lot of resources to deny easy pipes control, and that's not allowing Team EXO to get onto an easy execute. So the adaptation from GE definitely there.
I mean, you do expect a team like GE to actually adapt as quick as possible, and this is what they're doing up till now. EXO, they do realize their push onto A has been completely denied, so now they decide to back off, and this is what they're exactly doing. They could have been caught off guard in the mid, but look at Rossi though. He's locked in, dead eyes, and oh my god. Rossi, well, the opening threat has been found, and yep, he's just not going to be moving. Look at the confidence that this man is showing. What? He's over. Oh my god, he's peeking the same angle over and over again, and still they're not really able to shut him down. Please reload your operator. I want to see a clip here. I want to see a clip being made. And but look at this now. Skills. Oh, he peeks out straight, and Vimp is going to be walking into his crosshair. And look at that Kappa. I mean, just to sweep the last man out. Another round from the side of Global Esports. A flawless round, actually. And yep, this is the final round before the first half. And Rossi, I mean, the confidence, look at this man. Just stays in that same position. He's like, I don't really care. I do know I'm not really going down at this point. And this is what is really separating Rossi from the other duelists. That he just has confidence so much that it's indescribable.
Exactly, confidence and just the idea that he has this insane reaction. They even made the right move after the first kill. They double peeked him, but Rossi finding the first kill before Gobs can even think about reacting, meaning that the trade was never there, and he happily went back for the third peek as well before he dashed. So the confidence for SK Rossi on another level. Look at this. It feels like he's invincible right now. Maybe a Fast and Furious character, because I guess that's what they are too. But look at this. Once again, EXO trying to come in, but Rossi just, oh my god, threading the needle with that shot, finds one, now skills with another. Rossi will find another, it is SK Rossi online, 4K Rossi online to make it even on the scoreline. Oh my god,
I don't really know if you noticed there, but the nade was being thrown from Excali at the same time. Sai, Recon, the same spot. So because of that nade, that Recon got destroyed and he wasn't really able to get any value out of it. That was kind of funny because, well, I mean, if that Recon did went through, they could have actually gotten so much info. But just because of that one single mistake, the entire round was just gifted away. Now, again, Global Esports has managed to stop the complete momentum, and they have managed to tie the scores up there. 6-6 is the scoreline, and let's see what they have for us to show on the second half.
Comms going on in Team EXO headquarters right now. Be like, Houston, we have an issue. SK Rossi has arrived. What are we supposed to do? The guy doesn't move. It just keeps hitting naughty shots. But hey, maybe they find his way back on the defense. A beautiful nade, expecting that initial push in from Excali, from SK Rossi. Excali predicting SK Rossi's updraft, able to take him out with a nade. Gets a ton of value for it, and now can just back up and play defensive angles on this side. Now they're playing the Viper on the A anchor with their wall, while the Sova holds down mid. But the really important position here is off the stage because she needs to deny this wall as soon as it comes up to her team.
Oh my god.
But instead they will use the wall as a boost, and lightning pass and skills find kill each.
Yeah, that's a big brain play right there. Instead, they utilize the wall not for cover. They used that for an aggression, and that actually worked out in their favor. And now look at this, what's going on? They're rotating all the way back from CT. It seems like, well, they don't really have the mood of planting Spike at this point. They just want to stroll around the map and make sure they're getting this round in their hands completely through kills. And oh my god, Cops peeks out. He manages to find one. Skills, I feel like you should have checked your back angle. Side Dreams is going to be connecting another headshot. Tapping him through. Look at that. One last man is alive, and he's down low. I don't really know what to expect from Kappa at this point.
30 seconds left.
Can Kappa live up to the name of Clutchpa? We'll have to see. Sai says no in your dreams, because EXO will be able to secure the deal and pick up the pistol, making sure the lead stays in their favor. Continuously throughout this map, EXO have tried to stay a step ahead, and while GE have been brilliant at adapting, EXO have achieved the results for the same. This nade is the perfect example of what I'm saying. Usually on the attack, we saw Ghost doing it as well. The best position onto that B push for the side of any attacking team is to updraft and take that vertical long control, and then piece by piece, once you've taken the full long for yourself, that player then shifts on to be yellow. Instantly denied. Excalibur, like, I used to play Jeb, bro. I know what you're gonna do. Pulls out that pain shell and just surprises the hell out of SK Rossi. The minute he lands on that platform, there's a bomb in at his feet, and he's like, oh no. It's like a, you know, the Roadrunner, and I forgot what was the villain kind of thing where like, me, and instantly just boop.
But yeah, now, I mean, EXO though, I mean, they have managed to win the kind of second half of this first round. But on the other hand, I mean, Global, yep, they are on a 4 spike. I mean, trades are happening back and forth. Gops did manage to take Hell Ranger out, but Kappa is there to kind of even Steven the man advantage. Ball being utilized, but instead again utilizing that ball for aggression. But Skills is just too quick. Rossi as well. I mean, oh my god, within a blink of an eye, we're down to a 1-on-2 situation. Skills and Rossi both are down low, so I feel like they will have to play off of trades here. Spike's going down. 6-7 is the scoreline. And this is where Global Esports is, yeah, exactly. I mean, this is an eco, but it was actually a 4 spike coming in through from the side of Global.
My bad. Rossi moving in.
Oh!
Very low though.
Good.
But Skills is ready on that nest to find this trade. And as you mentioned, the first buy from Global Esports does end up working out. It was a very risky one, but they managed to stall back that momentum. Now, you can see the entire idea of this push was to create the fear of that B-long B wall from the Viper, because using that B wall, they tried to make B execute happen. This time, instead, they used the denial of info from that wall to then slowly walk into A and surprise the heck out of the Team EXO, because Team EXO was holding angles where they're like, Spectre versus Pistol will buy, but Spectre versus Spectre, not so sure. And now GE, they forced Team EXO onto an eco for themselves, an opportunity to take the lead, but EXO, they're getting real aggressive. Excali already pushed in from side. He's gonna have the jet tagged out real low. SK Rossi being forced to dash back, and Excali's position still unnoticed, throwing out the nade and the statue to take belt control, but he just gets pushed back. Instead, it's Kappa shutting down Ghost is B-long push, and with Ghost going down, B-side completely open.
As you did mention, B side is completely open, and now Rossi's here to kind of just bait a lot of time out from the side of Fixo. He's doing a great job holding off 3-player all by his lonesome. Peeks out, gets one. He's probably going to be getting the second one as well. I mean, yeah, these are just eco frags. He's just collecting them. But again, I mean, those eco frags are quite good to boost someone's confidence, and this is what they're really doing. At this point, it's literally feeding Rossi's confidence. Now, it's a 2-on-5 situation. This is pretty much a do-or-die situation. I mean, in these kind of points, they're like, okay, going for a save wouldn't really make sense. So maybe we can just try and deal as much as damage off of them. Try and deal as much as damage as possible. Head Ranger does spot out to Wimp here. Oh, Kappa peeks out a little bit late. But that shock dart, oh, that's a great shock dart. Yep, as you did mention, oh, wow. The same thing kind of came out there. Well, look at this now. Sty Dreams is down low. Lightning Fast is there, but a great angle being made.
Kappa, geometry classes, please. Thank you very much. The shock down was just really satisfying, but it wasn't necessary, so I guess it didn't really matter that much. Because this was the eco from EXO. It's okay that they end up losing this, but it does hurt that they were not actually able to get much damage through. So now the economy of global esports is blooming, and for EXO it is not so. Every round they lose, and every eco round where they do lesser damage puts that much more strain on Ghost getting an operator. So now you can see, despite the buy round being coming through for EXO, 3 players on the light shield, including Ghost. Now he goes for the aggressive peak with pipes, but it's already been smoked out by SK Rossi. A beautiful prediction, understanding the tendencies of the Jet because of his own style of gameplay. Now you can see global esports, they're given their positions on the map, their mentality coming into this round is very simple. Force A presence, understand which players are playing, and with that, they've gained the info that the operator is on A. So now they're going to make the slow rotate happen towards B and try to get themselves aside.
As you did mention, with that little move, they have just got such a key info that they know now they don't really need to worry about operator on the B side. They also do have the Viper's Wall being set up. As soon as they start strolling inside, they're instantly going to be popping the Viper's Wall. That's a great recon. That's going to be forcing Gops out of his position. He has been forced to give his position away. He's trying to spam him out, and unfortunately not really able to do so successfully. Lightning Fast is down low, but hey, as long as, I mean, he's actually not down low. He's looking pretty great. As long as he gets the plant down, that's what really matters. Excalibur, I mean, he does manage to take out skill, but look at that. I mean, they also do have a Hunter's Fury available, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to be playing off of Ghost. As you did mention, he has the operator. He was holding on to B side, and he wasn't really able to make it back in time. The rotation wasn't really able to be made quickly. And look at that. Now Excalibur is going to be creating an anonymous angle, but Lightning Fast is coming in huge.
Oh, he dashed!
Oh my god, he dashed away! This is absolutely huge. Yep, as you did mention, now it's all down to Lightning Fast. He had a lot of burden on his shoulder, but now Excalibur is going to be the one to step up huge, and he shuts him down. Oh my god, Excalibur with a 4K in that previous round.
What a pure brawl here where Excalibur, as you said, really stepping up because the plant went down for GE, but the wrap coming through from Lightning Fast couldn't come through on time since Excalibur making the moves happen, using the satchel to take yellow control, and then the instant flick to take out the B-long player, able to jiggle out and win the fight against SK Rossi. While he didn't get the kill, the showstopper flushed SK Rossi out into the open, and Wimp was able to take him out. With that, XO translate the buy round into a win, albeit still with eco damage being done to them. So they still have Ghost playing on the glass cannon operator. His angle once again blocked by a preemptive smoke from the side of SK Rossi. Now GE trying to use this drone as they secure a fast execute in. The lockdown set up. They're ready to go in, and no Hunter's Fury to counter. They have to rely on the precise nature of this paint shell, and Excalibur is precise indeed. One paint shell to take out an entire ultimate. That's instant value for the race pickup on Icebox.
Yeah, exactly. And now still keep this in mind. They didn't really use that Hunter's Fury going into that previous round. That means still they have a massive edge over the lads of EXO. On the other hand, EXO just doesn't have any ultimates available, but Gops with that massive play. Well, I mean, they don't really need to do that anymore. I mean, still they do have the Hunter's Fury and Resurrection. And yep, finally, the Resurrection being utilized. A big man being resurrected back up. And, well, I mean, again, the threat continues. Rossi's alive. That means he's capable of making those individual plays happen. But that's a great shutdown coming in through. Head Ranger Kappa being shut down. And look at that. I mean, oh my god, Wimp stepping in huge. Each and every single player from the side of EXO is stepping up as they realize that the lads of Global Esports are able to stop the momentum. This is where they realize, okay, guys, it's time to step up. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Every single player from EXO having a key part of this round. Gobs with the double side with the perfect timing peek onto the kitchen cube to make sure the Hellranger's lurk wrap is completely shut down, and Wimp jiggling around yellow to perfection to pick up a 3k and the round win for Team EXO, as they not only take the round lead but they also take the eco advantage, forcing Global Esports onto an economy. Now for the last few rounds, Ghost's angle has been denied and it looks like it will happen once again. This time the toxic screen able to take him out, but look at this, a very aggressive mid to B execute from the side of Global Esports, shut down in reaction by the Viper Spit having come out from Team EXO. It's Ghost holding down B long ankle, able to find the first kill onto Hellranger, but you can see Kappa sneaking himself onto site. Now Sidreams takes out skills, Ghost with another, and the spike has been blocked.
Last player standing. Flawless.
What? Global just got shut down within a blink of an eye. That was really quick. I mean, yeah, I do understand. They were in a dicey situation, but still, I mean, they got shut down really quick. Yeah, that was a great shot from the side of Ghost. Sidreams as well followed it up. I mean, in the game phase moment, you can clearly see it was a flawless round. 8-10 is the scoreline, and finally, it does seem like EXO has managed to stop the momentum completely from the side of GE. And I mean, this might just be the map that they might pick up. You know, maybe the 3-1 was a good prediction.
Yeah, definitely, but you can't count out G, man. You cannot count out Global Esports ever. But look at this, Ghost himself is starting to feel it. You cannot deny every angle from him this time. Going on the left side of the pipes area to get that early belt peek through. Finds the kill and dashes out with significant time left to get himself into a really good position, holding down Sandwich now. The Global Esports, nevertheless, are going to try to commit, but Excali finds one, and despite Rossi finding the trade, he's stacked down really low, and his Sage is no longer alive. Rossi is going to have to pull out some naughty shots to find a 16 HP kills on his 16 HP health bar.
Look at that now, Rossi. With the Resurrection's back online, Rossi, though, still manages to get the man advantage. It's the 3-on-3 situation. Counter Hunter's Fury being utilized. Headranger does know there's someone right behind that little cover. Oh, that's a great kind of step up there from the side of Sidreams. But look at that Kappa as well, stepping it up. It's a 1-on-2 situation again, but Rossi's down low. I mean, still the advantage is looking decent, I would say, on the side of Sidreams. Rossi's sticking that plant. Unfortunately, Kappa is just really good. Yeah, what's up?
How is Rossi alive? What?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. He's down such low. I mean, that situation was looking quite dicey, but still, I mean, Rossi manages to stay alive, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, like, look, 1 minute 14 seconds left in the round. He gets stacked down to 16 HP. Still finds the kill onto a resurrected Excali. Finds the dash out and survives for long enough to get the plant down and set up a crossfire with his teammate. Kappa doesn't need help though. He takes down Sidreams himself. And this is what I meant. Do not count out Global Esports just yet. I think we might see an overtime come through at Icebox. And you should be able to tell that I am very hyped for an overtime.
Dude, same.
I really hope we get that.
I'm absolutely hyped. I mean, this overtime can just... Oh, this is so important for EXO. It's like a do-or-die situation on this map. If they're not really able to pull it off, that means it's going to be it for their journey. I mean, at least they're not really going to be able to qualify, but they still do have a chance to kind of go through in the wild card. So, I mean, that is a massive thing here. But look at that now. Ghost, he has managed to kind of take Hellranger down. The opening threat has already been found. They're looking quite great. Global Esports, I mean, still looking really shaky for now because already, I mean, off to a man disadvantage. But hey, Rossi's like, all right, doesn't really matter. I'm here to kind of even the man advantage out. Skills as well on the other side, stepping it up. Huge lightning fast, following it up. And wow, Global Esports, it seems like they have read the momentum. They have read how EXO is making those rotations happen, how they're able to set their defaults up, and they're able to counter it perfectly now.
Yeah, the wall boost as well. It's literally challenging the ego of EXO. We are gonna come through exactly where you don't want us to come through from. Dare you try and stop us. They do, they dare, and they got shut down. And Global Esports able to pick up the kills on the round. And the call is correct here from EXO, but the call is red. Global Esports pushing in. Ghost almost revealed. Whip now on the back of SK Rossi, and Ghost is left. SK Rossi will not only find him, but should be able to take out Whip. He's able to escape for now, but the hunt is coming through. The rest of SK Rossi's team coming into Garage to make this
Oh my God.
final kill happen.
Oh.
Whip will find one, but the trade will deny the weapon, and the eco will get broken from EXO. 10-10 on the scoreline, and if Ghost cannot afford an operator here, then the easy call has to be EXO need to eco. This is the last chance for any team to go from eco, because you can't eco around the 11 score mark.
As you did mention, you can't really eco around the 11 score mark, because if you do eco, the massive chances are that you're probably going to be losing out that round. And once you do, that means the scoreline will be taken to 12. That means one thing is either confirmed that you're either going to an overtime, and well, that isn't really a good thing, you know, because if you are aiming for that overtime, I would say that's not really a good idea. 10-10 is the scoreline, and we do see defenders, which are EXO, making a tactical timeout happen. So what do you think? So are we going to be seeing a little bit of switcheroos in their defaults?
Certainly, they've got that Viper spit online, so they can use that to shut down an angle. But what I want to see is their eco before we actually understand what setups they're going to go towards. Because if they can afford a buy, then all well and good. But if they have to go for the semi-buys to get a Ghost and Operator, then I would say the smart call would just be to go for the Sheriff eco.
Oh, look at
You
Hellranger.
still have the potential. Hellranger has
Oh,
stepped away.
his chair is playing. Oh my God.
Invisible man Hellranger. But hey, look at this. We get a look at the economy situation, and they are able to afford the operator buy, but no shield. So Ghost relying purely on
Risky.
his reactions. We've seen this work out before. Maybe it will work out again. But what it means is that if GE don't give Ghost that early peak, if the plant happens before Ghost gets a kill, a no shield operator buy on the retake, well, that's just a big liability.
Yeah, I mean, the operator has came in through, but as you did mention, at a cost of something. And it's going to be that shield, which is quite huge. That means you're going to be quite vulnerable. You want to make sure you're not really getting any kind of damage and steal onto yourself. You want to make sure you're being safe as much as possible all the time. And Ghost, I mean, he can't really go for those risky angles, right? If you're going to be making that kind of a massive gamble here, you want to have to make sure that you're at least staying in the back lines of the team and trying to make as much as impact happen in the game.
Yeah, I think a couple of tech issues going over at the GE Content House, the GE Bootcamp, as they just get it fixed. And you can see the tech support is already there. Thank you, tech support. We appreciate you for helping us get all of this started. But hey, I hope it gets started real soon, because you can see the players themselves are really excited. EXO definitely looking a lot more pressured as compared to the smiling faces of global esports, but the scoreline is 10-10. It is even. The game is on a nice edge, and it's up to the teams to try and use this time to break it down, try and understand what the other team is likely to do, and then use that to your advantage to pick up this win and the lead.
Yeah, I mean, again, what we're really talking about here is that how are you going to kind of understand what the enemy team is doing, the adaptation ability of both these teams. I feel like, on the other hand, Global Esport is quite good at adapting, but on the other hand, EXO do kind of struggle sometimes in adapting. Yeah, they have had their moments when they do clearly read out the teams, but still, I mean, those moments do come in through when it's quite late. You know, sometimes they do give away a lot of rounds to actually understand what the enemy team is doing, and once they do understand it, that's when they start striking back. But that's when also the enemy team gets an idea that, okay, now they have realized what we're trying to do in the game, maybe it's time to switch up, and that's when they switch up, and then EXO again, they start struggling. And these kind of moments, these kind of things are really making EXO struggle at this point in time, and they need to realize that, okay, up till now in the map of Icebox, they have been doing a great job. Gotta say that. But Excali is the man who has been stepping up quite a lot. And throughout the game, I really do feel like throughout the team of EXO, they're trying their best to contribute equally.
Yeah, definitely. And I really like the fact that Ghost has stepped up too, especially on the defensive half. He's had a great performance for himself. And you can see that in the kills line, pretty much even across the board for the side of EXO. Like the Sage and the Viper, who you expect to be much more dedicated towards the support, are on the bottom. Now, I have to give props to Sai on the Sova 15, 12, and 8. The consistency he's shown, even though he played Sova for the first time yesterday, competitively, like officially in a match, the second time he's just as good. So, certainly extremely strong. But look at this Ghost missing his landing on that pipes area. So, he's in a very vulnerable position, but he is in an off angle now. Does get spotted out by the turret and will back up, will allow for this forward wall to be set up from the side of win, but it doesn't mean much because G have already started taking B-long control as they try to make a bit of mid to B push happen.
And look at this aggressive push as well. Global Esports is giving all sorts of sounds. They just don't care. At this point, all they want to do is just make an entry happen on the B side. Skills is already open the fray up. This is what they were really looking for. Lightning Fast as well is down low, but hey, as long as they do get that entrance, that's what really matters. And yes, Viper's Pit being utilized as well. Vimp is there to kind of strike back for the backlines, but look at Kappa, what he's trying to do. Oh, if he actually managed to get this flank on in successfully, can be absolutely huge. Viper's Peak being utilized. Still, the spike plan hasn't really came in through. Viper has the spike. She still is trying to play the situation out as safe as possible. Skills now is trying to make the flank happen because he does know he's down low, and this is the only time he can try and make some heroic plays happen because he's down low. Even if he gets taken down on the flank, it wouldn't really matter. But hey, Skills, oh, look behind you. Oh, he looks in, but oh, Excali is a little too aware of that situation. So he's going to be peeking out in the right nick of time. Skill gets caught off guard. But yeah, again, Kappa going to be following the same footsteps of Skills. And I don't really think so anyone's going to be expecting this. And oh my god, Kappa has just so much info. Peeks out, takes out one. I'm expecting him to take out another one as well. That will just give so much advantage to the lads of Global Esports.
His position is more than enough because they're all looking towards him. Sai will find one, but Kappa able to take out Ghost from the back and Hellranger jiggling through. As soon as he gets the info from Kappa that there's a Sage pushing in, will take her out as well. A beautiful round picked up by Global Esports. We need this game phase moment to talk about it. As soon as they hear that forward war coming through on A, they realize that there's at least 3 players towards the A side and they make the rotation happen fast. Already at the start of the round, SK Rossi has started to venture into B long, and as soon as he gives the call that hey, there's no one towards B long, let's make a mid to be happen. Global Esports all foots forward. They set up the wall to deny the hut entry into kitchen, and because of that, the Viper Spit set up in that B area allows them to plant. Now, what I especially like is they wait for the team XO to start peeking, knowing that without info, they're going to get flustered and give them a peek, and they use that to get the kills and the round. Now, XO on an eco, they're trying to aggressively push in, but not only does the drone reveal their presence towards mid, but also Ghost peeking here, his presence revealed. Both the Jets, they're dashing away from each other, but Global using that as a trigger to now pile in onto this B side, try and take down Blackhawk before they can do anything about it, and that's going to come through with the help of the lockdown.
Exactly, lockdown being utilized. This is absolutely massive to get their entrance on the side, but they still do need to take care of the backlines. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They do have the Viper's wall inbound. Yep, Sage wall coming in through as well. All that matters is, yep, they get the spike plant in, and then they're going to be playing for the post plant with the lineups coming in through. EXO is forced on an eco, and that this eco, even if it's an eco, they will need to make sure that they're at least getting this round in their hands, because if they are not really going to be able to, that means it's going to be 12 to 11. And the only possibility as maximum things to happen is going to be, oh no, getting tagged up. Didn't really see that recon dart coming in through. Kappa, just a brilliant player in general. He's just making them look, he's just easily cleaning it up. Global Esports, again, a flawless round. And yeah, it was an eco, but that was the most important eco for the side of EXO, and they still lose that.
I mean, this is why I said, do not make the mistake of counting out Global Esports, because they are a behemoth. They are a giant, and what that entails is that they've always got the capability of pulling rounds back. They've always got players to rely on. It's not just one player. It's not just like the Rossi show. It's every single player. Skills has stepped up. Kappa has stepped up. Lightning Fast is consistent as ever. And Hellranger, their calls, the reads are just absolutely phenomenal. Match and series point for Global as they look to quench their hunger and get into the VCC playoffs. Ghost will go for an aggressive peek, but instantly has to back off. The mid push by Ghost and Excali just completely denied. It will reset, and now they will leave SK Rossi to go slowly on the walk-in and try to find some info. SK Rossi so lucky, manages to escape with just 3 HP.
Hopefully the Sage will get him back up. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment y'all have been waiting for. If Global Esports manages to win this round, that means they're going to be moving it forward in the India Qualifiers to the Grand Final Playoff. On the other hand, if EXO loses this, they will have to go through the wild card. That's a great showstopper. But Lightning Fast is able to get way much more value out of it. And look at that, Ghost as well striking. Yep, as you did mention, that is absolutely huge. Rossi being shut down, that should give them a massive sigh of relief. But it's a 3-on-3 situation. 12-10 is the scoreline. Aldrone out to kind of scout the area out, but still, one position haven't been revealed. So still playing it quite safe. On the other hand, Capo, though, he's playing for the post plants. RB admitting that's great. Hunter's Fury being utilized. And oh my god, Hellranger as well, stepping in huge. He's making some massive plays happen. Again, goes to the last man alive, and he has the operator in the hand. Oh no, he's wrapping up all the way. Yup, he's wrapping up all the way from the backlines. Hellranger, he's just playing some mind games, and look at that. Oh my god, Global Esports, a clean sweep on the lads of EXO. And oh my god, 3-0. None of us expected this. We at least expected EXO to get one map, but they weren't really able to get any.
Yeah, and I think the clinching factor is Haven, because as soon as Haven went away, it did. I knew that the rest of the maps would be close, but it never felt like GE was on a sort of mood where they would actually let something go. The celebration gonna come in, and deservingly so, because Global Esports are the champions of the India Qualifier 2. Global Esports have secured their spot in the Valorant Conquerors Championships playoffs. They will be representing the second slot from India, with the first team being the team that beat them, Velocity Gaming. So now it's getting into the area where they can once again set that revenge matchup against VLT and try to take them down. For now though, just a sigh of relief and a moment to relax and recuperate, because now Global Esports, the work isn't done just yet. You can take a couple of days off maybe, but they're gonna have to get their work going for the VCC playoffs, because those are just a couple weeks away.
I feel like they can't really take any days off at this point. They need to grind in day and night. Yeah, maybe one day, okay, it's fine. You can have a cheat day going in, but still, I feel like even on that day, maybe you need to practice a little less. But yeah, you do need to practice. But yeah, again, I mean, Global Esports, yeah, stepping in huge, coming in huge in the finals. None of us expected this kind of one-sided stomp coming in through. But yeah, in the Icebox map, it was so close. And yeah, my heart was completely pounding there, CA. Gotta say that. It was just so close. I was so into the game that I actually wanted to be like, okay, I just don't want to talk at this point. I just want to watch the show. I just want to know what's going on the map. But hey, gotta say, what an entertaining end.
Yeah, exactly. And props to be given to Team EXO as well, because they made it this far. They're not out of the VCC just yet. They'll be going on to the wild card. And given the fact that this is the last regional qualifier, I personally believe that they are my favorites to win the wild card completely. So I do think that they will end up coming through on the playoffs, especially because this is a brand new roster. And you can see the change in Ghost from semifinals yesterday to the last map in today. Even today, I felt like he wasn't in his prime form, but hopefully he can use the wild card as the necessary boost he needs to get back, because the rest of the team does look like they are settled in. It's just the synchronization between Ghost and the team, and the team and Ghost, and in general, that gap which is leading to a bit of discomfort, a bit of lack of orientation with respect to what the team style is going to be. Because in moments, you see the old Team EXO, the proactivity, the aggression, but sometimes they end up being a little too passive. So I think it's a lot to do with confidence, and hopefully they'll be able to regain it.
Yeah, exactly. Beautifully pointed out. Their confidence is definitely lacking. But yeah, it's understandable if you do have a new man in the squad like Ghost. You cannot really completely rely onto him, right? Because you need to understand that he hasn't really got the team kind of understanding in. He doesn't really know how each and every single player plays in the team. On the other hand, you know, with his ex-teammates, with the lads of Enigma, he was doing quite a great job. Let's be honest, we saw him kind of step up in so many moments. He has to be one of the best operators out there, but still, it really does feel like the peaks that he was making, he wasn't really that calculated, right? He was trying to make some individual plays happen. Sometimes he was able to find his openings, and sometimes he was getting shut down instantly. So I feel like that is the part where they do definitely need a little working on. But overall, gotta say, Team EXO, did quite good. I mean, gotta say, there's no point in hating at this point because Team EXO, they did try their best. They give their level best, but Global Esports just came in prepared. They were like, okay, we're here to destroy, we're here to seek the revenge, and we're going to be doing so because we want to go in the Grand Finals Playoff. And Rossi, as always, just stepping in huge as expected. But in the end maps, it really did seem like Excali was making his mark on the map. But yeah, what do you have to say about Excali's performance throughout?
I just have to say that it was beautiful. I think the race pick, I am thoroughly convinced by it, specifically against Global Esports because it denies SK Rossi so much space and he takes a lot of space to allow himself to maneuver, to find himself these nutty picks. So the race is able to do that both on the attack and the defense, where on the attack we saw so many nades clearing out SK Rossi's aggressive op positions, and I feel like those are heavily undervalued. Like, don't get me wrong, SK Rossi is not undervalued. I mean, his positioning where he's actually able to translate the positioning into kills and not just because of his nutty aim. So these things that Excali was able to deny, even on the defense, we saw that pistol round nade. It really came up huge for EXO, and I think this is why I keep saying that they're my favorites for wildcard, because as you rightly mentioned, they've got the fundamentals on lock. All they really need now is a bit more nuance, a bit more advanced idea of how they want to play the game, not about how the game works. They already know how the game works. It's just about building on their foundation to become a much more like a complex team. Not exactly complex in the way they play, but complex in their ability to get read. Because at the end of it, it was just Hellranger's IGL and just on point. The reactions to the moves EXO were making, just snap, Hellranger knew what to do.
Exactly. Hellranger was reading them like a book in so many maps. In the first map, without a doubt, he was just like, all right, it was just a complete one of stomp, right? They were only able to get one map in the end. Then in the map of Ascent, yes, a struggle was being shown, but not as much as expected. Hellranger again realized that, okay, EXO are switching up quite a lot of things, right? Because Ascent was the map pick of EXO. So he did realize, okay, now EXO is trying to play the tactical game. And you know what? If you're going to be bringing that tactical mindset, I'm going to be doing it so. Because we did notice that kind of thrifty being pulled out from their side, if you remember. And the way they pulled it out, completely, they just made the lads of EXO spin like a fidget spinner.
Yeah, I still remember, right? Like the early mid rotations around the minute mark. Like for me as an analyst, these are the tiny things you notice, and the fact that the team is also keeping track of them while playing is for me a big deal. Like the fact that Hellranger is keeping track of such moves, telling his team around when, even if not in the game, as long as they've done the practice before, he's told them when he wants to make the early fake and rotate back. They know that around the minute mark is when we need to go because it takes us about 10 to 15 seconds to rotate. And if we need to come back, we have that safe cushion of the 30-second mark to come back on the rotations, and they just play them around. These are the small things that help GE get to another level, and we want to see these small things come through from EXO. Now, a bit of a change in the design for the match card. Not expecting that, but we'll take it nevertheless. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah. SK Rossi picking up the MVP, 4 first bloods to his name. But you can see both Ghost and Excali had a great performance. It's just about building on the momentum you got from this performance. Because while it was a 3-0, with the exception of Haven, the other two maps were extremely close.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the other two maps, without a doubt, were extremely close. But yeah, as I did mention, Ghost, he was kind of showing his mark up there, but it just really seemed like his team wasn't really able to back him up that perfectly, which is completely fine. Again, considering the fact that Ghost is completely new in the team out there, so it will take a little bit of time to get the team synchronization kind of on point to understand how kind of Ghost thinks in the game. Where is the key points where he likes to pressures on, especially playing that duelist jet. So again, we have talked about this. Ghost has to be one of the most disciplined dual jet out there. He listens to the IGL pretty much perfectly. He pretty much knows what to do in what kind of situations. But still, I mean, this also means listening to the IGL means also a little bit of time being given away with both these lads, right? You need to understand perfectly how the IGL thinks. And this is exactly what I was saying, that Ghost just doesn't have that much of time to actually adapt on how his team thinks, right? He just needs a little bit of more time. Maybe in the future, maybe in the wildcards, we'll be able to see a different Ghost.
I think we will. I don't think it's a maybe at all, because it's not just about like getting on the same page with the team and the IGL, as you mentioned. It's also about the fact that in general, fundamentals are understood for most players, but the way you communicate around those fundamentals are drastically different among teams. So while you have to understand the team, you also have to understand their perspective of the game and explain your perspective of the game to them. But for now, the MVP of the BFI, no surprise. The only always surprises that how did he not manage to get more than 60 kills? SK Rossi off day or what? Like even off day MVP?
I mean, it didn't really seem like that was off day though. Look, I mean, he had a lot of
He got
pop-up
80
moments.
yesterday.
I mean, he did, but I mean, yesterday, yeah, I gotta say, I mean, yesterday SK Rossi was single-handedly just dominating throughout, right? In the first map, he did. In the second map, kind of seemed shaky, but in the third map, he again dominated against the lads of T69. But over here, I mean, this just proves single-handedly, like, EXO was doing a great job keeping SK Rossi on his knees, but on the other hand, SK Rossi isn't just a man who can be stopped like that. Look at those kills! Oh my god, 140 kills with deaths of 86. I mean, how is someone this good? How? I feel like at this point, he has to be God-gifted.
Definitely. I mean, honestly, though, I know the grind he's put in because I've seen SK Rossi all the way back in the September-October mark when he first came into the squad of Global Esports, and the SK Rossi is now, and they are miles apart. Like, it's the difference between the sky and the ground, because the amount of grind he's had to put in to actually get this good is very obvious in his gameplay. But 140 kills, 30 first bloods, and ACS of 300 across the semi-finals and finals. As you said, it's just too much. SK Rossi, nerf this guy, right? Please, like someone find a way to nerf.
No, I'm pretty sure there's going to be no way. Even if they do manage to nerf him, he's just going to be finding some. He's just going to be trying to, you know, find a cheeky angle, a cheeky way through it. He's just going to be trying to find some loopholes around it. But yeah, SK Rossi, as you did mention, a lot of hard work has been put on. Look at this wildcard qualified teams. Now, the teams that are going to be playing in the wildcard, it's going to be Enigma Gaming again, kind of there. Then you have Max T from this side. Then you have Legion from Nepal. Then you have the runner-ups from Sri Lanka. It's going to be Electius Gaming. And then for the runner-ups from Bangladesh qualifiers as well, Regal Esports. And then Team Era coming in from the Pakistan region. And then on the other hand, from India Qualifier 2, we have EXO. Now, which they actually did lose in the finals, unfortunately. But yeah, getting on fact now, as we did see the wildcard qualified teams here, now we do have quite a rivalry being building up. I mean, it's gonna be countries versus countries here, and that would be absolutely great. Each and every single region, as I did mention in the past, they have their unique nature. They have their unique way of playing the game. And that means now, finally, we will have to see how teams adapt around it. Without a doubt, these teams are trying to study each and every single region, how they're trying to play. But I just really want to see how are they going to be able to adapt it in-game.
Yeah, exactly. I hope all of the teams use this time they have, I think a couple of days before they actually get into the action to prepare very well, and that they've used the time in the past, because there is no way else to put it. This is the last chance to qualify for the VCC playoffs. You have to give your everything. And within the teams itself, I see that rivalry between Enigma and EXO. EXO took down Enigma just recently in the semi-finals to get here. So Enigma are going to be raring to have a go back at them and punish them where it truly matters and take them down. But for now, we've got a chat lined up with the winning team, Global Esports. Let's see what they have to say.
Now coming into the finals, I mean आपको already पता है, आप पहले भी finals में आ चुके थे. इस बार कुछ अलग आपने कोशिश किया या फिर it was just to let Rossi go on a crack mode and just take everyone down?
No, so first time हम लोग finals में we had the same mentality, like we were playing to win, right? We knew the opponents are prepared for us. हम लोग को मतलब over the stretch of last 6 months we have won quite a few events, so we knew everyone was watching what we are doing and they are always prepared for what we do. So we just try to adapt, right? We don't go out of the way to change our composition for any team. So we try to adapt to what we are doing. या sometimes कैसा होता है कि अगर लोगों ने हमें इतना देख लिया है कि A to Z सब पता है तो हम composition change कर देते हैं. So then they go back to ground zero basically. तो आज हमने जैसे Haven पे नया कॉम खेला, we had new stuff, we had new things, right? तो जो पहले का research है वो काम नहीं करेगा. So that's what we like to do. We like to keep changing things up, and that's what we just did. We focused on our plan, and it worked out.
जी क्वालिफायर 1 से हेल रेंज है, क्वालिफायर 1 के जो फाइनल्स थे वहां से अभी तक मैं ये चीज जानना चाहूंगा, गेम प्ले का तो आपने बताया, बट मेंटालिटी में क्या डिफरेंस आया क्वालिफायर 2 के फाइनल्स तक? बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली उस टाइम पर भी काफी क्लोज गेम्स गए थे, एंड देन वी मूव ऑन टू दिस वन, लाइक कट टू शॉट हम यहां पर आए, तो मेंटालिटी में क्या चेंज था आपके एंड प्लेयर्स के?
So first qualifier में भी same mentality था कि like we just focus on the game plan and we focus on how we are going to play. हमारा सारा discussion हुआ था, and at that time I think we were on a roll. We had not lost a lot of series जो हम
जी।
consistently जीते थे. So we were prepared for VNT to be prepared for what we have to offer, and they did their homework really well. They worked really hard and they won because of that. And we made a lot of mistakes which we tried to fix coming into this qualifier. So वही था, we tried to change up our mentality. ऐसा कुछ change नहीं हुआ. Our mentality is always the same, is to win. Like we don't play not to lose. There is a difference. If we play not to lose, तो हारने का डर रहता है. So we don't have that. ये मैं हार गए next event. Right? और तो वो है ही नहीं. So that is what we were focusing on, just playing to win.
I think मेरा जो नेक्स्ट सवाल रहेगा हेलरेंजर ऑफ कोर्स एसके रॉसी के लिए रहने वाला है. एंड इनफैक्ट आप मुझे भी बता सकते हो
आपने सवाल किया एसके रॉसी टेल विन करके चले गए.
but if you could just give the headphone away and SK Rossi, congratulations on just being one of the best sheds ever, right? जो हमने witness किया है, आपने hardwork.exe को justify किया. But मुझे एक चीज़ आपसे जानना है, considering आप Icebox के अंदर आए थे, and right off the bat, initially आप pop off नहीं कर पा रहे थे, तो आपके दिमाग में कल क्या चल रहा था, लेकिन कैसे वापस आना है इस गेम के अंदर?
So I did some technical, I mean मेरे को थोड़ा मेरा सेटिंग से थोड़ा बधिर हो गया था. Difficulties हो रहा, अच्छा डिफिकल्टीज हो रहा था. सो मैंने टीम को बोल और ऑल्सो द ओपनिंग्स आर प्लेइंग रियली वेल, सो व्हिच आई कुडंट की थोड़ा दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा था, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. एंड देन वंस आई वाज सिटिंग राइट नेक्स्ट टू मी एंड लाइक ही वाज लाफिंग एट मी एवरी टाइम आई डाई. आई एम लाइक अभी तो कुछ तो करना है. बट मैंने टीम को बोला था कि गाइस ये मैप कैरी कर लो, थोड़ा नहीं होता है. तो टीम इज लाइक अरे चिट आउट करो, मारेंगे ऐसा. तो मेरे को भी थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस आया एंड पूरा भाविन को बोल दिया कि मोस्ट ऑफ द गेम्स आई लाइक टू कॉल कि इधर इधर ये करते हैं, ये करना ऐसा. तो ये गेम पूरा भाविन के ऊपर छोड़ दे कि जो भाविन बोलता है वो करता गया एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड पिकिंग अप द पेस. So I would say I have a really good team who can step up when it required.
And obviously, I mean, it has to be a team effort. But I think with that, we'll have to let you go. And you know you have a party pending tonight, and you boys deserve that. Again, congratulations on that amazing win. And thank you so much for making your time. And we wish you all the very best for the Grand Final Playoffs.
टीवी में हो गया. Hey, टीवी में आ रहे guys, टीवी में.
Okay, there they are.
हो गया. Oh, we are back.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But I'm all the best, man. All the best. Enjoy.
टीवी में आ रहे हैं.
So ये थे ग्लोबल e-sports के प्लेयर्स जो कि काफी खुश नजर आ रहे थे एंड काफी सारे भावनाएं हैं जो व्यतीत नहीं कर पा रहे थे क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली जिस प्रेशर के अंदर खेल रहे थे बिकॉज बीइंग द बेस्ट एक पॉइंट पे आपका रहता है कि नंबर 1 जाना वहां पे मेंटेन करना इज इवन डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज हमेशा कोई ना कोई एक टीम रहता है हु इज हंग्री कि टू ट्राई टू टेक यू डाउन एंड फाइनली पहले लॉस के बाद दे रिकवर्ड रियली वेल. उसके बाद सेकंड क्वालिफायर्स के अंदर आए और फाइनली अपना स्थान निश्चित कर दिया. बट अगर बात करें यहाँ पे टीम एनिग्मा और एक्सो के बारे में, दिस इज नॉट द एंड ऑफ द रोड, राइट? एक और मौका है उनके लिए. तो आई थिंक ऐसे भी हो सकता है अगर वाइल्ड कार्ड रीजन में जीते शायद इंडियन रीजन से 3 टीम्स हमको ग्रैंड फाइनल प्लेऑफ्स में नजर आ सकती है.
एग्जैक्टली. एंड इनफैक्ट वो ना कंपटीशन को बढ़ाएगा ही बढ़ाएगा. जो भी टीम वाइल्ड कार्ड से निकल करके आएगी वो अपना ग्राइंड कर रही है इस समय. वो ये मैचेस भी देख रहे हैं जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट्स गोइंग राइट, व्हाट्स गोइंग रॉन्ग, हाउ इज इट मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. एंड विद द पेस ऑफ द कंपटीशन एवरी टीम वुड वांट टू जस्ट क्रिएट देयर ओन वॉइड जो उनका लर्निंग कर्व निकालेगा. यही चीज यहां पर हर टीम करती नजर आ रही है. मे बी हमें कुछ अलग एजेंट पिक्स देखने को मिल सकते हैं जो अभी तक नहीं देखे हैं हमने. हर एक प्लेयर का कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकलता देख सकते हैं. बट दैट्स व्हाट वाइल्ड कार्ड इज फॉर.
जी हाँ, एक आखिरी क्वालिफायर बचा है, दैट्स द वाइल्ड कार्ड क्वालिफायर. वो हमको देखने को मिलेगा अगले हफ्ते. बट इसी के साथ हमारा आज का जो पूरा कार्यक्रम है इसी के साथ यहीं पे समाप्त होता है. हम आपसे फिर से मिलेंगे अगले हफ्ते विद द वाइल्ड कार्ड क्वालिफायर्स एक्शन. टिल देन यू गाइस जस्ट टेक केयर एंड हैव अ गुड नाइट.
I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring it crazy. Get that freaky on, you go all that I freaky, yeah, I'ma bring it crazy. Get that freaky on, you go all that I
The power of steel.
Get your mark on, get your mark on,
The strength of metal.
get your mark on, get your mark on, go, get your mark on, get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on.